Welcome to Gridiron Ring, live right here on Periscope for more live reactions of college football. What a day in college football it's been this afternoon leading into this evening. Big matchup just got over with Clemson and Texas A&M. The Tigers defeated the Aggies 24-10 after A&M scored with about 10 seconds to go. So a no touchdown really at the end, bogus touchdown at the end, I should say. More so than a no touchdown, because it was a touchdown. Tight end got wide open in the middle of the end zone, but Clemson still defeated and still won the game over Texas A&M 24-10. Thanks for tuning in and watching. You guys have chat questions and comments, drop those in the comment section below. But coming up at 7:30, I'll be doing live reactions, play-by-play of Buffalo at Penn State, but the big one tonight in college football is LSU at Texas. Speaking of Buffaloes, Colorado is hosting Nebraska, the 25th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers in Colorado. Colorado last year won in Lincoln. However, Nebraska was up 17-0 at one point, 24-7, and then Colorado came back, tied it 17 unanswered, 24-24. We are now in overtime. They just started overtime a moment ago, 31-31. Nebraska, play clock winding down, barely got it off. 34-yard field goal attempt is right down Broadway. So Colorado got the ball to begin overtime, tied at 31, now 34-31, pending the penalty on the field. So we'll have to see what the dirty laundry is, as we do have Big Ten officials on the field. Pac-12 up in the booth. There's Scott Frost, the former Cornhusker quarterback who led Central Florida to an undefeated season a couple years back. And we have two penalties on the Nebraska defense, offside and then running into the kicker. So Colorado gonna accept both of those and take the points off the board and try to score a touchdown before Nebraska will get the ball in overtime. So 31-31 still is your score. And Colorado's still going to have the ball, I would believe, half the distance to the goal. Okay, they're going to decline them. They're going to decline those penalties and take the 3 points. Field goal is good. Colorado leads 34-31. If Nebraska now scores, they will win on the road against the Buffs. But if not, Colorado will win. Now, if Nebraska kicks field goal, ties it at 34 apiece, they'll go to double overtime. We already had a double overtime game this afternoon, earlier today at noon, with Army and Michigan, also another Big Ten team, in the Big House up in Ann Arbor. And Michigan survived a late scare from the Army Black Knights. I shouldn't even say a late scare. Army was up about 14-7 most of the game. Michigan came back and tied it at 14. 21-21 early in overtime. Actually, at the end of regulation, Army missed a game-winning field goal from 50 yards. It was actually their kicker's first ever field goal in college. So now Nebraska getting the ball 1st and 10 from 25. Adrian Martinez hands off. Colorado going to stuff them at the line of scrimmage. So 3 more downs for the Cornhuskers. If they can't get a first down, potentially kick a field goal to send it to double overtime. But as I said, Clemson defeated Texas A&M, and then Army almost knocked off the Michigan Wolverines on the road, but were unable to do so as Michigan, after Army missed the 50-yard game-winning field goal at the end of regulation, Michigan had momentum. Army actually scored the touchdown. So did Michigan, went to double overtime. Michigan kicked a field goal, and then a fumble is what ended that game. So 3rd down now coming up for the Cornhuskers on the road at Colorado. Down 3, 34-31. Buffalo at Penn State coming up very, very shortly on Fox here at 7:30, right here in Happy Valley, as the Nittany Lions will host the Bulls. 3rd and 9 from the 24. Martinez in shotgun gets the snap, looking over the middle, pump fake, and he's going to get sacked back at the 32-yard line. So here's your ball game, unless Nebraska's going to kick a field goal to tie it. it's going to be a 50-yard field goal. Speaking of 50-yard field goals, it's going to be a 50-yard field goal for the Cornhuskers to try to tie it on 4th and 16. Talking about very, very young, unexperienced kickers in college football. Army, first ever field goal for the kicker earlier, missed the 50-yarder. A 48-yard field goal attempt for Nebraska. Kick is up and no good. Shanked wide right. Colorado wins. Coming back from 17 unanswered. Buffaloes defeat the Cornhuskers at home 34-31 in overtime. Goalposts are coming down. Crowd is rushing the field. Big win for Mel Tucker in his first season as the Colorado head coach. Nebraska kicker was already 1 for 1 this afternoon. His first ever field goal, though, earlier, good from 26. Second ever career field goal for him, no good. Shanked wide right. Colorado wins 34-31 in overtime. Bruce Feldman interview with Mel Tucker now on the field as the crowd is going crazy. Colorado, 2 straight wins now over the Cornhuskers. Bad loss for Nebraska. A bad loss for the Cornhuskers. But a huge win on the other hand. A huge win on the other hand for the Colorado Buffaloes. So as mentioned, if you have chat questions or comments, please drop those in the comment section below. I'll get the chat pulled up here in a second. Also, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96, on social media. Links are actually in the description below if you're watching on playback. On YouTube, Gridiron 18, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow me right here on Periscope and over on Twitter as well. Cool Hand Luke 96. Share this, hashtag college football, hashtag CFB, hashtag CFB 150, as college football is celebrating 150 years. Also like, super like, and super heart button as well. Replay of the field goal. Snap was good, hold was good. A left-footed kicker shanked it wide right, and no good from 48. Nebraska loses on the road and are now 1-1 after defeating South Alabama last week. A game really, in my opinion, they should have lost as well. Their defense, Scott Frost not happy about that. Their defense really helped them out last week, got them out of some bad situations, got some turnovers, and I mean, hell, this is what happens now. You lose on the road week 2 to a team you lost to as well last year. So Colorado now has some bragging rights moving forward, as this is a former Big 12 matchup. Nebraska was really the first team that got the newest, the latest college football replay of that once again. Nebraska really got the realignment, the latest realignment of college football going. Left the Big 12 to come to the Big 10. They are the Big 10 West, and then Colorado had since left the Big 12 as well to go to the Pac-12. So when they scheduled this matchup once again for 2018 and 19, home and home for both schools, it was a big game to attend, as there is a lot of Nebraska fans out in Colorado for this matchup. This game that just went final is now official. Colorado, your winner over the Cornhuskers, but maybe this is what Mel Tucker needs in his first year at Colorado moving forward. I mean, it's a big win, huge win, but a big loss, big bad loss for the Nebraska Cornhuskers and Scott Frost. Nebraska, one of the favorites in the Big 10 West. Wisconsin, might be passing them. Along with Iowa moving forward, Nebraska is going to be unranked now next week, as they were 25 and now just lost by 3. But Iowa, they shut out the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in a early season Big Ten showdown. At home 30-0. Put the LSU-Texas game on here as well, as that'll be kicking off here momentarily too. But then Wisconsin, they put up 61 on Central Michigan, as Jonathan Taylor had another 100-yard rushing game and 4 more touchdowns. So it is 7:30 here on the East Coast. We'll have kickoff with Buffalo and Penn State here next, about 5-10 minutes away from LSU, Texas beginning. It's wonderful. Penn State first win of the year last week over Idaho. The Vandals of Idaho visited Happy Valley. Nittany Lions won 79-7. Maryland, talk about Maryland. They put up 79 last week as well on Howard. Okay, it was Howard. Okay, it was Idaho for both schools. Well, we'll see how Penn State plays tonight, but Maryland earlier today, they put up 63 on a top 25 ranked Syracuse team at home with Josh Jackson, the former Virginia Tech Hokie graduate transfer at quarterback. Penn State and Maryland actually played 3 weeks from last night on a Friday night in College Park. So that'll be a fun matchup to see. That'll be at 8 o'clock on Fox Sports 1, I do believe, in less than 3 weeks now. Sean Clifford last week, over 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Same commercials for some reason that we literally just saw 2 seconds ago. But now, college football on Fox. Buffalo at Penn State from Beaver Stadium. Here come the Nittany Lions. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman on the call for Fox. It is Fawn Day as well for Penn State. There's Sean Clifford, the Big Red Dog, number 14. Penn State still sporting, and will continue to sport those College Football 150 patches all season long. Student section still filing in, as it is a 7:30 kick versus University of Buffalo. Buffalo played at Penn State back in 2015 in a rain game. Penn State pulled away in what was Saquon Barkley's first ever start for the Penn State Nittany Lions before his 3-year career as a Nittany Lion came to an end at the end of 2017 before being drafted 2nd overall last year in 2018 in the NFL draft by the New York Football Giants. The NFL begins tomorrow. The Giants play at the Dallas Cowboys in Big D. Ezekiel Elliott back with the Cowboys as he signed a 6-year, $90 million extension this past week, with 50 of that guaranteed. So this is the first ever nationally televised game for the Buffalo Bulls. Wonder how much Penn State's paying them. They paid Idaho last week $1.4 million to come to Happy Valley to get their ass kicked by 72 points. Continuing on with the NFL, go over Antonio Brown real quick. I'm sure you guys will have some chat questions and comments about that as well. But earlier this morning, around lunchtime, it would have been 9 a.m. local time out in California, the Oakland Raiders released Antonio Brown after he asked for his release via Instagram. But that concluded the whole Antonio Brown saga from last season into the offseason, getting traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Oakland Raiders, and then everything with the helmet, the feet, him getting frostbite, then getting fined, calling Mike Mayock a cracker, so on and so forth. It has come to an end. Antonio Brown's no longer an Oakland Raider. However, just a couple hours ago, a short time ago, the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots signed Antonio Brown to a 1-year, $15 million contract with 9 of that guaranteed. So now the New England Patriots at wide receiver have Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon, Demaryius Thomas, who they re-signed after cutting him last weekend, and then also Julian Edelman is still in Foxborough, along with Tom Brady, and the probably 10-man committee they'll have at running back this year, as the Patriots will start their season tomorrow. NFL begins tomorrow with a full slate of games. Actually had one on Thursday night. You guys tuned in and watched my live reactions play-by-play of Packers and Bears. Thank you. Tuning back in right now for Buffalo and Penn State. Thank you. If you're tuning in for the first time, thank you. Cool Hand Luke 96 live right here on Periscope. James Franklin interview on the sideline before the game as Buffalo visits Happy Valley. Once again, this is Franklin's actual second time coaching against the Buffalo Bulls, as he is now in his 6th season as the Nittany Lions head coach, 2014 to present day, 46-21 overall record-wise. So now, a little replay of the Franklin interview. But Jordan Stout, number 98, Virginia Tech transfer at quarterback, or at kicker, Sean Clifford, the Big Red Dog, at quarterback, number 14. But Jordan Stout will kick off from right to left as Buffalo will receive to begin this ball game this evening, and we're underway in Happy Valley with Buffalo and Penn State. And we're going to have another touchback. Another touchback for Jordan Stout in his second game as Penn State's kickoff specialist. Matt Myers at quarterback for Buffalo. Buffalo actually played Robert Morris last week. Robert Morris down around Pittsburgh. So Penn State will begin on defense. Buffalo at the 25-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Bulls. And no, not Michael Jordan's Bulls. From the 25, handoff. And Jan Johnson on the stop, 3-yard gain for Buffalo. It'll be 2nd and 7. Once again, you have chat questions and comments. Let me know in the comment section below. Getting the chat pulled up. Been having some trouble with that as of late. Also had some trouble uploading the live stream from Thursday night Packers and Bears to YouTube. So what I'm going to end up doing, what I'm planning on doing, is once this game gets over, 2nd and 7 for Buffalo though. Handoff once again. Missed tackle. Gain of about 12, 13 yards for Buffalo. 1st down Bulls at the 35, 40-yard line. Let's see where they spot the ball. 40-yard line, Lamont Wade on a missed tackle, number 38. Pass complete out past midfield for Buffalo. Gain of 12. And another Buffalo Bull 1st down. But I normally download the stream and then upload to YouTube, Gridiron Ring on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. Almost at 1,000 subscribers, so thank you for subscribing. If you have already subscribed, if you haven't, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, go subscribe. But I normally upload the live streams, but for some reason it wasn't allowing me to do so. I've had trouble with it before. It only happens every once in a while. Once, and a good old blue moon. 2-yard run for Buffalo. Going to be 2nd and 8. Going to go over the Penn State defense. Shaka Tony, Robert Windsor, Antonio Shelton, Peter Gross Matos, Micah Parsons, Jan Johnson, and Cam Brown, number 6, who had to sit out the first half last week. Trent Castro Fields, Garrett Taylor, Mont Wade, and John Reed as well. So they're going to say 2nd and 9 from the 46 for Buffalo. Buffalo is going left to right across your television screen. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. Garrett Taylor on the coverage. but I normally upload the stream. Wasn't allowing me, but what I'm going to do after this game is over. I'll download this stream, upload to YouTube, and then I'll link the stream from the other night in the description. So go check those out. If you're watching on playback on YouTube, links are actually in the description for social media for Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96. 3rd and 9 for Buffalo here with 13:15 to play in the opening quarter. Crowd still filing in a little bit, more so just the student section, as Penn State fans are normally in their seats about a half hour to an hour before kick. So 3rd and 9, Buffalo, quarterback keeper, and Cam Brown going to bring down Matt Myers, number 10, at the line of scrimmage. 4th down for Buffalo.
Investigated. He was hopping mad when he got in the second half last week and ready to go tonight. Stops him in a strike. So it's a punt formation coming up. And Evan Finnegan, number 40, will boot it away. KJ Hamler is back deep. He's waiting at his own 10-yard line.
So Buffalo will punt.
One good thing about that opening drive for Buffalo is
Hamler, KJ Hamler, number 1, takes a fair catch at the 12-yard line. Now here come the Texas Longhorns as Texas is hosting the LSU Tigers out of the SEC this evening, as all eyes are in Austin for this matchup. College Game Day is actually in town this morning, and Matthew McConaughey, the special guest picker. Sean Clifford, Big Red Dog in shotgun with Ricky Slade, number 3, to his right. Clifford, 280 yards and 2 touchdowns last week versus Idaho. Clifford looking to throw early. Pass complete. KJ Hamler going to actually lose a yard, though, on that. Pass and catch. Penn State offense. There's the offensive line. Walker, Gonzalez, Menet, Thorpe, Ricky Slade, Journey Brown. Well, running back, along with Devin Ford and Noah Kane. Nice touch pass, to number 87, the tight end, Pat Fryermuth, but also another loss of 1, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Buffalo almost jumps offside. 3rd and 12 for the Nittany Lions. Clifford looking to throw once again here near side, complete at the 21. Would be enough for a 1st down if they didn't lose those 2 yards on those 2 previous passes, but and bring up 4th and 2. Pass was complete to number 6, Justin Shorter. 4th down for Penn State.
Is when you get down in the latter stages of games, not to get pushed around in that middle. And this Penn State front can move you if you start to get undisciplined in your lanes.
Blake Gilligan will punt it away. Should get it off this 10. And Tito Wilkerson, number 13.
Gilligan's punt almost blocked. Ball going to bounce to the 40 and roll out of bounds at the 30. So that's where Buffalo will begin their next drive. STP during the commercial break. As I was saying, Clifford last week versus Idaho, 280 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, both to KJ Hamler. Penn State's offense ran the ball very, very well last week. 7 touchdowns between 5 different running backs. Nick Uri being the other than the main 4 of Slade, Brown, Ford, and Kane. 2 true freshmen at the end. So Buffalo went over Robert Morris last week. Penn State defeated Idaho. Both teams 3-and-out on their first drive. So we'll see what Buffalo can do when we come back from commercial break here. Here's still early in the first quarter. LSU Texas about to start on ABC. I'm able to watch both games because I now have a 2-TV setup. So on one TV, I am obviously clearly watching Buffalo Penn State. Now a nice aerial shot of Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas, as the Texas Longhorns host the LSU Tigers and at Orgeron this evening. Going to be a lot of playmakers on the field. There's Joe Burrow. Could be a quarterback showdown as well, I do believe, with Burrow, former Ohio State quarterback before transferring to LSU for last season. Burrow, number 9, versus Sam Ehlinger, number 11 for Texas. Both very, very early Heisman favorites. There's Lance Lepoid, the Buffalo head football coach. Buffalo, as I mentioned, second time the Bulls are playing at Penn State in 5 seasons. 2015 and now this evening. So 10:49 in the first. Handoff near side, gain of 3 yards, 2nd and 7 once again for the Buffalo Bulls. LSU kicking off to Texas. So Texas and Sam Ehlinger will get the ball. Tom Herman still in Austin as a Texas football coach in his 3rd season. 2nd and 6. Castro Fields fumble on the play. Buffalo recovers. Peter Gross-Matos and Cam Brown almost had it. Tariq Castro Fields at number 5 came with a corner blitz. Buffalo player was down to begin with, so it wouldn't have been a fumble. Texas begins at the 25, going left to right. 3rd and 3 for Buffalo, though, at the 36. They look near side here to the sideline. Under 10 to play in the first. Big play for Texas to start things off. Buffalo, another run near side. Another tackle by Jan Johnson. Ball comes out once again, and Penn State recovers. Cam Brown. And are they going to say Penn State football? It's Penn State football. Rolling on the field is a fumble. That's clearly a fumble. That ball is out that time around. Cam Brown with the forced fumble and the recovery. A nice hit from number 6, as Penn State will now have the ball with great field position on their second drive with 9:20 to play in the first. So there's Sean Clifford, number 14, wearing that number 14 iconic jersey. Handoff, Journey Brown, gain of 9, 2nd and 1 coming up. Ehlinger looking to throw. Incomplete at the 5-yard line. So LSU Texas just got underway. 2nd and 1 for Penn State. 9 to play in the first. From the 28. Fake the give to Journey Brown. Clifford looking deep down the far sideline. Has a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State. Jahan Dotson, the former UCLA Bruin, who was committed to Chip Kelly's Bruins. Actually, Jim Moore's UCLA Bruins, but when Kelly got the job, he decommitted and stayed in Keystone State. He committed to Penn State. Hamler, it looked like Clifford was going for Hamler. But then Dawson was behind Hamler wide open in the end zone, and he caught it for a touchdown. So 6-0. Penn State leads 2 plays on that drive. Jake Pinniger now on to attempt the extra point, the second-year kicker out of Iowa. Extra point up and good. Penn State leads 7-0, 8:50 to play in the first quarter. Clifford, hell of an arm, one of the most accurate passers Penn State's seen in quite a while. New State Farm commercial with Mr. Discount Double Check Aaron Rodgers. Now with the MVP from last year, Patrick Mahomes. Rodgers Packers defeated the Bears 10-3 on Thursday night. The Chiefs play tomorrow. LSU will get the ball now, tied at 0 from the 11-yard line. Burrow hands off. Gain of 2 for the Tigers. Burrow looking to throw, getting pressured, going to keep it for himself. Get about 6 yards on 2nd and 7, 3rd and short coming up. Big game in college football with LSU and Texas. Is Texas back? That is the big question. They had a big win over another SEC school in their bowl game last year over the Georgia Bulldogs in the Sugar Bowl, but are now playing the LSU Tigers out of the SEC West, the toughest division, in my opinion, in all of college football, followed by the Big Ten East. LSU with some substitutions as they get the first down on 3rd and short. So from the 21 now, LSU ball, 1st and 10. Gerald Parker, the new Penn State wide receiver coach, talking with Hamler and Dawson and the rest of the gang on the sideline after that Penn State touchdown from Sean Clifford to Jahan Dawson. A 7:30 kick, a night game over in Happy Valley at Beaver Stadium. Don't know why they're playing Buffalo at night, but oh well. Jordan Stout now on to kickoff once again for the Nittany Lions. Penn State up 7-0. Penn State still ranked 15th in the country after defeating Idaho last week. They started at 15, only one top 25 team lost last week. That was Oregon to Auburn. This time, last Saturday night, Penn State didn't move up at all. Michigan, close call versus Army. I think they'll drop a little bit after defeating the Black Knights 24-21 in double overtime, but not much. They'll probably still stay above the Nittany Lions. We'll have to see how else the rest of the top 10 did in the top 25. If Penn State can take care of business this evening. It's still only halfway through the first quarter, very, very early in the ball game. We'll play a full 60 minutes, so once there's 0-0 on the clock and a win in the book, we'll talk about that at that point. Pass incomplete over the middle on 1st and 10. Pressure from Penn State, pass incomplete once again after tipped the line of scrimmage almost intercepted. 3rd and 10. Michigan State up 7-0 on Western Michigan early. Maryland final score was 63-20. Wouldn't be surprised if Maryland's ranked next week. Syracuse definitely going to fall. 3rd and 10 from the 25. Buffalo airing it out near sideline, completed the 40-yard line. What a catch. Now it gets pushed out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Big gain for the Buffalo Bulls. Keaton Ellis, number 2, got beat, the true freshman out of State College. First and 10 from the 33. Micah Parsons wearing that iconic number 11 Penn State jersey on the tackle. Pass incomplete for LSU. And the Tigers will punt. 2nd and 11 coming up for Buffalo. A big win for the Panthers over the Ohio Bobcats 20-10 earlier. Kansas State 52-0 over Bowling Green. Keaton Ellis with the stop after getting beat a couple plays ago. 3rd down coming up for Buffalo. Ellis and Garrett Taylor, 17, the 5th-year senior out of Richmond, Virginia, on the stall. 3rd and 8. Ellis playing a lot early. Played some last week in the second half. Very high praise from Terry Smith, Penn State's secondary coach, who also played for the Nittany Lions back in the early 90s. The 1994 Rose Bowl squad is being honored this evening, as it has been 25 years since Penn State went undefeated. The last time they went undefeated and won the Rose Bowl over the Oregon Ducks. Ball start for Buffalo before the play. 5-yard penalty going to be 3rd and 13. Trips up top for Buffalo. Penn State bringing the blitz. And Windsor and Ellis Brooks on the stop for Penn State. 4th down for Buffalo. Will they attempt a very long field goal? Be about a 50-yard kick from here. Kicker Alex McNulty is 2 for 2. Just inside of 50 yards. Kick is up, almost blocked, and no good wide right. Just missed it. Penn State still leads 7-0. Snap was good. The hold was good. Kick just a bit to the right. Commercial break. Commercial break.
And if you happen to be somewhere that doesn't accept Apple Pay yet, there's this. My constipation, this gentle and fast. New Delta liquid books now.
LSU, in the meantime, I missed it. They kicked the field goal there, up 3-0 on Texas. And also, still in the meantime, I'm trying to get the chat pulled up. If you have chat questions or comments, bear with me. Drop those in the comment section below. I'll get to them when I can if they come on through. Yeah, I have no clue why it's doing this. There we go. 10th time is a charm. So, yeah. Like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Luke96, on social media. Chat questions and comments now. Thank you, guys. If you have any, drop them in the comment section below. I'll see those coming on through now, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Texas football. Handoff and a gain of, looked like it was only going to be a 2-yard run, but bounced off that tackle, gain of 7. So yeah, I am now able to see all chat questions and comments after getting the chat pulled up. So if you have chat questions or comments, drop in the comment section below. Like, follow, and subscribe. Gridiron Ring and myself, Luke96, on social media. Links are actually in the description below. If you're watching on playback on YouTube, like, and super heart button as well, and be sure to share this on social media. Always been a Penn State fan. Why are you a fan of whatever program, whatever school you like? Vice versa for college or the NFL. Second down for Penn State after a completion from Clifford to Dotson, number 5. 2nd and 4. Tulane up early on Auburn, 3-0. Fake the give to Ricky Slade, and Clifford keeps it for himself. They're going to say 3rd and inches, it looks like. Looked like he got the first down, though, but 3rd and short.
Every defense gives you something. It's the onus on the quarterback to discover where that soft spot is. So this quarterback has got to be able to do that for the nickel.
3rd and 1. Clifford hands off. Slade gets the first down after a gain of 2. Ellinger looking to throw pump fake. Keeping it, and gain of about 5-6 yards on that run. Buffalo player now has to come off for a play after losing his helmet. Good block from 87 Fryermuth, the tight end. Actually, Slade had fumbled. Slade fumbled on that 3rd and 1 run. Gain of 2, but Penn State recovers. 1st and 10 now. Clifford, halfback screen up top. And that was to Slade once again. Gain of about a yard.
Clifford did an excellent job of throwing that ball behind or backwards so as to not confuse you with a lateral. Just awareness by both the back and anyone. But when you do it, you get upfield.
SEC officials on the field for LSU, Texas. Big 12 up in the booth. 2nd and 9 for Penn State. Clifford, pump fake. Gonna run for it now. Gain of 2. Got hit a little hard. Penn State looking for a flag. Good no call, though. Good no call. No helmet to helmet. 3rd and 7.
So they do an excellent job with their schemes, but they incorporate what we call directions calls a lot. That's where everyone slants to one side, either to the forward or right side, or the left side or the starboard side, which is the right side. And that can get you in trouble sometimes if you're not disciplined and repeal those points that you left. Remember, you'll never go sailing with you.
I'll get to that here in a second. 3rd and 7. Clifford rolls out up top to his right, gets pushed out of bounds to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, Penn State will punt once again. Gillikin, 93, coming onto the field to kick away for the Nittany Lions. Antonio Brown, mentioned him at the top of the show, was cut this morning by the Oakland Raiders after the whole Antonio Brown saga from last season in Pittsburgh, leading to his trade from the Steelers to the Raiders back in March. Punt almost blocked once again for Buffalo against Penn State. Fair catch, 7-4 at the 16-yard line for the Buffalo Bulls. So with Austin 3:16 to play in the first quarter, Buffalo will get the ball back down 7-0 to Penn State on the road in Happy Valley at Beaver Stadium. New Bud Light Platinum commercial. Don't know what to think about it. Also a commercial for LSU, Texas. So talk about Antonio Brown here for a little bit. Whole helmet thing, all the whatever the hell you want to call them with the league about that. All the arguments, I guess you could say, with the Raiders, with Antonio Brown as his agent. The Raiders, in my opinion, did the right thing this morning, long story short. But you had the whole helmet thing, and then last month, once training camp started, you had the feet problem with him getting frostbite, getting fined for missing practices during training camp and throughout the preseason. He got fined. A lot of stuff happened within the past 4 or 5 days, basically from Tuesday until now. The Raiders fined him for missing those practices, $55,000. He posted a picture of his fine letter on Instagram. He got into with new Raiders general manager Mike Mayock on Wednesday, called Mayock a cracker. And if it was, the other way around, it probably would have blew up a little bit more. But that just breezes right on by. Not being racist by any means, but it's normally just how things go. So yeah, they got into it. They were going to suspend him. When they were going to suspend him, at that point they could void his $30 million in guarantees that they owed him for his contract that he signed on for after getting traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Silver and Black of the Oakland Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders actually start the season on Monday night at home against the Broncos, but are now without AB, as they released him this morning, if you did not know. But, so where was I? You had Brown with the letter, got into it with Mayock. They were going to suspend him to void his guaranteed money. He called up John Gruden, actually apologized to the team Friday morning, posted a video, though, last night on YouTube, and Gruden's asking him, dude, come on, let's just play football. Then this morning on Instagram, he asked for his release around noon today, 9 a.m. Pacific time. They granted it, released Antonio Brown, and then shortly after 5 o'clock, because after 4:01 this afternoon, he was able to sign with anybody else in the league. And I knew damn well he wasn't going to be coming back to Pittsburgh, or Oakland wasn't going to be re-signing him after releasing him. But then shortly after 5 o'clock, he signed with the defending Super Bowl New England Patriot. So Buffalo with another run, first down at the 28-yard line. Yeah, after 5 o'clock, he signed with the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. We still have Tom Brady, have Julian Edelman already wide receiver, Josh Gordon, Demaryius Thomas. There's 13 Super Bowl appearances and 5 Super Bowl rings between those other 3 receivers. 1st and 10 for Buffalo, but, however, he is not allowed to play Week 1 after just signing with a new team. So Brown will make his debut with New England Patriots next Sunday versus the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo hands off once again after the 35. You're going to bring up second and medium. So that was the whole Antonio Brown saga. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below. I believe I hit the nail on the head with everything that happened from last year up until now. A lot of stuff, though, this past week, and a lot to keep up on. But I believe like I said, hit the nail on the head for all of that. But if I missed a key thing with Brown and the Raiders, let me know. But 3rd and 2 coming up for the Buffalo Bulls. There's Brett Pye on the Penn State sideline, a native of Altoona, Pennsylvania. The Penn State defensive coordinator now. Actually, Brett Pry was the DC at Vanderbilt, James Franklin, for 3 years, and then came to Happy Valley alongside Franklin. So he's been with Coach James Frank Lyon for 9 straight years now, 3 at Vandy, who lost to Purdue today on the road in West Lafayette, 42-24. And then Pry has been with Franklin for 6 consecutive years now in Happy Valley at Penn State. Also coached at Buffalo, though, back in the day. 1st and 10, as we are now under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Buffalo 1st and 10 from the 40 with 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Passing complete down the far sideline. Penn State leads 7-0. And it's been an interesting game so far. I mean, Penn State really hasn't got off to a fast start like they did last week against Idaho, scoring 20 in the first quarter, defeating the Vandals 79-0, or 79-70, excuse me. Maryland defeated Howard 79-0, and then put up 63 on Syracuse today. Penn State plays Maryland, as I mentioned earlier, less than 3 weeks now, 3 weeks from last night. 2nd and 10, Buffalo going to hand off. Garrett Taylor on the stop. Garrett Taylor, number 17, and Jan Johnson, number 36, on the tackle for Penn State. 3rd and 1. So Antonio Brown, he will not play tomorrow. To answer your question, he will play next week with the Patriots against the Dolphins. Signed a 1-year, $15 million deal with 9 of that guaranteed. End of the first quarter, though, at Beaver Stadium with Buffalo and Penn State. The Nittany Lions lead 7-0. Penn State is a 32.5-point favorite this evening, with the over-under being 56. We'll see what happens in the final 3 quarters of play. But yeah, the rest of the league and all fans of all the rest of the 31 teams are probably pissed, probably a little mad that Brown went to the Patriots. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure Steeler and Raider fans aren't part of that, though, because we've obviously seen what happened in both cities, and really who started all this, the diva himself, Antonio Brown. So, yeah, Brown not going to play against his old team, the Steelers, tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football, as the Steelers play at the New England Patriots about this time tomorrow night. Texas, LSU. Tigers still lead 3-0. Big stop by the Longhorns inside the 5-yard line on defense. Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit on the call. It would be Chris Fowler and Herbie, but Fowler calling some tennis with the U.S. Open and then the Australian Open about to begin as well, I do believe. Now a Big Ten commercial. Michigan State, Maryland, Indiana, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Minnesota, Ohio State. There's Penn State, Iowa, Michigan, Northwestern, Purdue. Penn State once again. The Iowa Children's Hospital, next to the Kinnick Stadium out in Iowa City, so we'll wave to all the children at the Iowa Children's Hospital. Iowa big win at home today over Rutgers, 30-0. Wisconsin a 61-0 win over Central Michigan. Jonathan Taylor over 100 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Nebraska caught the tail end of the Nebraska game when I came on with the Cornhuskers and the Buffaloes of Colorado. Colorado ended up winning 34-31. In overtime, now a Stone Cold Steve Austin WWE Friday night SmackDown commercial, as SmackDown will begin on Fox on Friday, October the 4th. We're all superstars. Friday night SmackDown coming to Fox October 4th at 8 o'clock. 2 nights before that, NXT will be on USA for the 3rd week at that point. NXT on USA starts September the 18th, but also October 2nd, that's when AEW All Elite Wrestling will begin on TNT. Back to the action with Buffalo and the Nittany Lions of Penn State with some Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. Touchdown, Texas. 6-3 Longhorns pending the extra point. Third and 1 as we begin the second quarter. Buffalo hands off, first down Bulls.
If they can get somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 yards on first down, I'm sure that's something that Andy Kotelnicki will be satisfied with, the offensive coordinator.
Andy's a sharp guy. He showed no intimidation factor whatsoever. He's resolute in what they do. He understands who they are.
Play is under further review for Texas. Now the Undertaker has made an appearance in Happy Valley at Beaver Stadium as the Undertaker's music plays over the loudspeakers. Buffalo with some trickery, good block from the quarterback, gain of about 4 yards on the end around reverse. Second down coming up. Buffalo handoff to the running back, reverse to the receiver coming around the end. Block from Myers, the quarterback. A 4-yard run by Buffalo before getting pushed out of bounds. Undertaker is actually on College Game Day this morning, as he is a huge Texas Longhorn fan, as Texas is now playing LSU right now at DKR in Austin. Matthew McConaughey was also the special guest picker, as they both picked the they both picked the Texas Longhorns over LSU. If they both picked LSU over their favorite team, the Texas Longhorns, well, Oklahoma fans would like that. Horns down for the Sooners, but hook 'em horns tonight. I picked Texas over the LSU Tigers. So it's either go Tigers or hook 'em, and I went with hook 'em. Undertaker still in Happy Valley. Would love to see a WrestleMania over at Beaver Stadium, but I don't know if we'll ever get it. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. From the 39, moving in, Buffalo hands off. Hansard 53 on the tackle. Now a game break for Fox. What are we going to see? Michigan State and Western Michigan. Spartans up 7-0. Now up 14-0. Wearing some shit green uniforms this evening. And they must have took that touchdown off the board for Texas. They had to have taken that touchdown off the board for Texas. Flag on the play for Buffalo Penn State. Actually have a timeout on the field. Penn State called a timeout. Yes, they definitely took that touchdown off the board for Texas. On 4th and goal, LSU going to hold the Longhorns, and turnover on downs now for Texas. LSU will get the ball at the 2-yard line, though, up 3-0. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Coolhand Luke 96 on social media. Just take a screenshot, folks. It'll last longer. Everything's right behind me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and right here on Periscope. Chat questions and comments. Always greatly appreciated. Share this hashtag college football, hashtag CFB, hashtag CFB150, hashtag LSU versus Tex, hashtag UB versus PSU. And follow me right here at Periscope, Coolhand Luke 96. Live reactions, play-by-play of college and NFL football games and WWE and AEW wrestling events. I'll be live tomorrow for more NFL action and on Monday night with Monday Night Football. Next weekend, Pitt at Penn State at noon Eastern Time on ABC, as the Pitt Panthers will travel up here to Happy Valley from the Steel City to play the Penn State Lions for the 100th time. It's NFL 100, college football 150. Pitt and Penn State playing for the 100th time, and probably the last time in quite a while. Once again, there's a 16-year gap, 2000 to 2016, before they played once again. Pitt won in 16 by 3. Penn State's won the last 2. And now they meet once again next weekend at Beaver Stadium. Penn State now in the Big Ten. Pitt in the ACC. Teams don't meet up that often as non-conference opponents. So be sure to tune in next weekend at noon for Pitt and Penn State. Also next Sunday, Seahawks Steelers at 1 o'clock. And then WWE Clash of Champions from Charlotte, North Carolina on the WWE Network next Sunday night, September the 15th, along with Falcons-Eagles Sunday Night Football. 12.5 to play before halftime. Buffalo has the ball, 2nd and 9. Penn State up 7-0. Handoff. And that is 97, P.J. Mustafer on the stop. Third and 8. Burrow on the run, first down LSU. Matt Myers, a freshman quarterback for the Bulls of Buffalo. They defeated Robert Morris last week. 3rd and 8, man in motion. Handoff once again. Buffalo been running the ball quite a lot tonight. John Reed and Mustafer on the stop. Flag on the play. Franklin telling them to back it on up. Holding on Buffalo. Holding on the Buffalo Bulls, number 65. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. They're going to replay 3rd down. So instead of about 4th and 6, it's going to be 3rd and 18. Now Queen has entered the building. Georgia put up 63 on Murray State to pick up the win. So 3rd down and 18 for Buffalo. With 11:50 to play in the second quarter. Shotgun, running back to the right of the quarterback. Halfback screen near side. Daylight and first down Buffalo. Good God. Why can't you cover that? Taylor and Parsons on the stop, but a 19-yard gain on 3rd and 18, just enough for the first down. Jesus Christ. Who was that on the missed tackle? Number 7 for Penn State, Quan Briscar. Played his high school ball at Gateway High School down in Pittsburgh. Buffalo looking to throw. First down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Actually, they're going to say incomplete, 2nd and 10. Garrett Taylor, 17, and 19, Trenton Gordon on the coverage. Gordon, a redshirt freshman from Spring, Texas. I'm sure he was recruited by the Texas Longhorns, who are playing LSU this evening, down 3-0. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. 7-0 Penn State. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Timeout Bowles. So Penn State did call a timeout earlier as they went to commercial a short time ago. Buffalo just called a timeout. Both teams now have 2 remaining. They'll take another TV timeout with the timeout from Buffalo. Penn State leads 7-0 midway through the second quarter. Chat questions and comments. Always greatly appreciate if you have a chat question or comment. Anything sports related, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. Also, like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Luke96, on social media. Links are actually in the description below if you're watching on playback. On YouTube, Gridiron 18, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow myself, Luke96, right here on Periscope and over on Twitter. Like, and super heart button, and share this as well on social media. Live reactions below play of Buffalo, Penn State, and also LSU and Texas for some Saturday night football. Tigers lead 3-0 over the Longhorns, and the Nittany Lions lead 7-0 over the Wolves. So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for the LSU Tigers, going left to right. Burrow looking to throw. Near side pump fake, going to be sacked. 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 coming up for the Tigers.
It doesn't matter where they came from. Some families get a life. Others just feel like it. They come in small groups. Everyone's just better when you're with them. It's better. First ever holiday classic. Exclusive
College football is sponsored by
Big Ten, looking at the previous play on the field, reviewing with a little monitor on the field. The Big Ten is the only conference that does this. Everybody else still goes underneath the hood on the sideline. So official review, I don't know what they're reviewing. Whether it's a catch or not on the last play. That's a catch. That's a catch. Completed catch. Calls reversed from incomplete to complete. First down, Buffalo inside the 20-yard line. That was a good review and a good call. That's definitely a catch. Trent Gordon, 19 on the coverage. Ball did come out at the end, but obviously it was enough to overturn it. They needed undisputable video evidence to overturn it. They had that. they thought, so they overturned it and called it a catch. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. 11:06 before halftime. Down 7-0. However, they still have 7 more first downs in the Penn State Nittany Lions. 9-2 margin there. Pass over the middle on the slant, incomplete. Castro Fields 5 on the coverage. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. Nebraska, big loss today for the Cornhuskers. They should win next week. Now they host Northern Illinois, excuse me. Iowa State almost lost to Northern Iowa last week in triple overtime. Iowa State hosts the Cyclones. The Cyclones host the Hawkeyes next week. 2nd and 10 from 17. Buffalo looking to throw. Missed tackle on the sack by Shaka Tony. Windsor 54 and Brown 6 on the stalk. 3rd and 7. Oklahoma up 28-0 on South Dakota. Sooners defeated Houston last Sunday. Ohio State winners over Cincinnati today in a blowout against the Bearcats, 42-0. Was a little surprised by that. Figured they'd have a little bit of trouble. And then Michigan, on the other hand, would blow out Army, but the rules were reversed. Michigan had trouble with Army. Ohio State blew out Cincinnati. Texas still down 3-0 to LSU. Got a false start on Buffalo. 10:15 to play before halftime. Auburn scored. They're up 7-3. This season is going to take all of us who's in the college football playoff come the end of the year. 3rd and 12. Buffalo, another run. Seems to me they're fine with settling for a field goal. Parsons with the stalk, pushing them out of bounds. However, a flag on the play for a late hit on Penn State. Good God, come on. Play smart. Play smart. Oregon up 7-0. Or 7-3, excuse me, on Nevada. Nevada defeated Purdue last week. Auburn defeated Oregon. Definitely a late hit out of bounds. He was clearly out of bounds before getting pushed. Actually, no foul, no penalty for a late hit. And that is bullshit. If I'm Buffalo and Lance Lepoid, I'm pissed. And he is. He has the right to be pissed off. They messed that one up for sure. And that's coming from a Penn State fan. That should have been a 15-yard late hit out of bounds on 13 or 11 Micah Parsons, 5 Tariq Castro Fields, and 17 Garrett Taylor. It's 5 yards out of bounds before they pushed them out of bounds some more. 32-yard field goal attempt on 4th down coming up for Buffalo after the Zebras got together, said no call. Penn State jumps over the line of scrimmage. Kick is up and good, though, for Buffalo from 32 yards out. Buffalo on the board, still down 4 points, though, with 9:42 to play before halftime. Penn State leads 7-3. Chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated.
The most tech-advanced cars. This is Nissan
garlic flavors. Like the zesty citrus blast of lemon pepper, bold burnt original hot, or smoky smoothness hickory smoked barbecue. All stacked with our famous hand-cut seasoned fries and signature ranch. It's a full flavor feast. Your choice or Wingstop, where flavor hits its wings.
Just okay. Get a better than just okay unlimited plan. With Spotify Premium included on America's Best Network. Only from AT&T. More for your thing. That's our fault.
Internet belly is back with a double action spurt. The Redskins taking the Eagles.
Redskins, Eagles, Giants, Cowboys tomorrow on Fox at 1 and 4:30. I'll be watching Titans, Browns at 1 o'clock on CBS, along with Redskins, Eagles at 1 o'clock, as both of those games are the games on in my area at 1 o'clock. And then also Sunday Night Football, Steelers, Patriots on NBC. So be sure to tune in and watch my live reactions of those games tomorrow. Fair catch signaled for by Penn State on the pooch kick by Buffalo in the kickoff at the 33-yard line. Sean Clifford, 14 for Penn State, named the starter about 2 weeks ago, taking over for Penn State's all-time leading passer, number 9, Trace McSorley, who will be backing up Lamar Jackson tomorrow for the Baltimore Ravens as they play at the Miami Dolphins. Clifford fakes the give on the end around and ends up getting sacked for about a 3-yard loss. Hamler was in motion, faked it to him, kept it. 2nd and 13. Clifford now looking to throw, rolls out near side, complete at the 46. That was to number 1, KJ Hamler. Flag on the play. Alabama now 2-0, 62-10 win. CJ Thorpe, number 69, as it is National Beard Day, was the illegal man downfield for Penn State, so a penalty on the line offense. Pass to Hamler will be coming back. Going to be 1st and 20 now. First and 20 from the 26. Some bullshit chants from the student section of Penn State. Handoff, Devin Ford, 28. True freshman from Virginia. 2nd and 18 coming up. Excuse me, it's 3rd down. They say gain of 3, so 3rd and 17. 3rd and 17 from the 27. Clifford in shotgun, looking to throw once again. And right at the line of scrimmage, heaves it downfield, complete at the 20-yard line, and then Hamler drops it. Incomplete. Another flag on the play. Might have been for an illegal forward pass after crossing the line of scrimmage to begin with. We'll see what they call. Texas touchdown. Pass from Sam Ehlinger. Holding on Penn State. 2 holding penalties on Penn State. 1 on Michael Mennett, 62, and then Will French Fries, 71. Buffalo declines both penalties, brings up 4th down and 17 for Penn State. 8:05 to play in the second quarter. Extra point up and good for Texas. They now lead 7-3. Gillikin's 3rd punt of the evening hits an island somewhere on the sideline. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line. Auburn highlight versus Tulane, still up 7-3 on the Green Wave out of Louisiana. All the lights are on in Happy Valley at Beaver Stadium as this game is under the lights with 110,000 dressed in blue and white. They just went over the top 10 there, completely missed it. A&M was ranked 12, so they'll drop. Penn State, they win, they'll move up a little bit, I would think. A&M got beat by Clemson 24-10. 3-yard loss on the run by Buffalo. Shane Simmons, 34 on the tackle. Castro Fields also in the vicinity. 2nd and 13, under 8 to play. Ben Roethlisberger's alma mater, the Miami, Ohio Redhawks, a 48-17 win over Tennessee Tech. Kentucky up 14-0 on Eastern Michigan. John Reed on the stop at midfield after a completed pass for Buffalo, brings up 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 6. Third and 6 from midfield for Buffalo. Trips up top. Buffalo looking to throw. Complete? Nope, incomplete at the 1st down marker. Lamont Wade, 38 out of Clareton on the coverage. And Buffalo will punt once again. J.J. Hamler back deep for the Nittany Lions. Penn State looks to be bringing the blitz on the punt. No, got a flag. Penn State didn't even move on the D-line anyway for the punt, and then the flag came out. Going to have a false start on Buffalo on the punt. Instead of 4th and 6, going to be 4th and 11. 7-3 Penn State leads the Buffalo Bulls with 6:33 to play in the first half. Chat questions and comments always greatly appreciated as Texas kicks off to LSU up 7-3 as well. Buffalo punt up and away. Fair catch at the 15 for KJ Hamler. That's where Penn State will begin. 6.5 to play.
Do you know what time it is?
It is 7 p.m.
We crushed Tech by 40. You should be out there celebrating.
Where's my breath?
Look what you're doing to him. Why are you celebrating? We are. We're about to take a victory with the Streakers.
Any use for Mrs. Speaker?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of fans venue.
Gears 5 with the Animal Batista. Pass complete on the halfback screen for LSU out to midfield. This is a top 10 showdown in the Lone Star State this evening. 2nd and 5 from the 50. 3 wide and shotgun for Joe Burrow and company. Burrow hands off, first down LSU and then some.
Any other brand in the last 4 years. So on behalf of Chevrolet, I want to say thank you. Look at me.
There's Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, and the former Bowling Green, Utah, Florida, and Ohio State head football coach Urban Meyer, as he is now working for Fox Sports. Penn State up 7-3 on Buffalo. Buffalo's had the ball for 10 more minutes than Penn State has. A 16-6 ratio. Pass complete. KJ Hamlin. About a 15-yard gain on first down and 10. First and 10 once again on the way as Penn State moves the chains. First and 10 from the 33. Handoff up the gut. That's Journey Brown, number 4. Former running back for Meadville High School, in high school, just right up the road from here. He ran for 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards in one game against the Du Bois Beavers. Brown gets the carry once again, gain of 2. Brown switched from 32 to 4 this year after Ricky Slade switched from 4 to 3. Devin Ford wears 28, and then Noah Kane, another true freshman running back, wears 21 for the Nittany Lions. Quick story, trips here to the near side for Penn State though on 2nd and 8 from the 45. Handoff, and that's Journey Brown once again, another gain of 4. Noah Kane, he is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, LSU country. LSU 2nd and goal at the 6 right now against Texas. Burrow looking to throw, pass incomplete in the end zone. 3rd and goal on the way coming up. Kane went to IMG Academy in Orlando, Florida. Committed to Texas. Then decommitted, committed to Penn State. Texas almost actually intercepted that. And then almost decommitted from Penn State the night before signing day this past February. But stayed true to the blue and white. Good God, Hamler, you got to catch that on 3rd and 4. Wide open on the sideline, you hit it, let it hit your hands, you drop it, incomplete. 4th and 4 on the way for Penn State. Jeez. He was the only one open too, everybody else was covered. Touchdown LSU in the meantime. 9-7, there's LSU's band as they made the trip from Baton Rouge to Austin. They're definitely up top, though, in the stadium. Blake, Gilligan Island on the punt, 4th and 4. And fair catch, 7 and 4 inside the 5-yard line. At the 4 for Buffalo. 4:44 to play before halftime. 1st and 10 coming out for Buffalo. But Kane stayed true to Penn State. And arrived on campus a short time later. Had a touchdown last week. 2 touchdowns I should say. Ford had 1. It was an 81-yard run. Had over 100 yards rushing as well. But 7 rushing touchdowns for Penn State last week against Buffalo. Halftime last week against Idaho, as Penn State is beating Buffalo 7-3 right now. Halftime last week, Penn State over Idaho, it was 44-0. 7 rushing touchdowns versus Idaho last week. Penn State has that many points right now. 7-3, 4.5 to play before halftime. 2nd and 6. That's supposed to be a chicken? A rooster? What the hell was that? A clown head? Was that Antonio Brown? Buffalo inside the 5-yard line, 2nd and 6. They almost have 100 more total yards than Penn State does as well. But with time of possession, you have the ball 10 more minutes, that's going to happen. 1st and 10 after a completion over the middle to the Bulls. Timeout on the field.
Converting from the quarterback position, Cam Brown is down on the field. The injured Nicky Lyon, and that is that's got this place really quiet, really fast.
Jared Taylor made the stop again. Everybody's teaching us.
Now Cam Brown, number 6, down on the field with an injury. And that probably should have been a chop block, to be honest with you.
Marks got him. That was a beautiful block by Marks. Nothing wrong with it.
Brown on his feet, walking off. Limping a little bit, though. Looks like a lower body injury. Coming up at halftime, I will have scores of other games and stats from the first half of Buffalo Penn State as well. Coming up at 10:30, Stanford USC will play out in Los Angeles at the Coliseum. Stanford without KJ Costello, their starting quarterback. USC also without their starting quarterback, JT Daniels, due to a torn ACL. He's out for the year. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. Man in motion, handoff up the gut. Gain of about 5, 2nd and medium coming up. Second and 5 from the 23. Buffalo going right to left. Parsons on the stop. Parsons with the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Sophomore linebacker out of Harrisburg. Maybe a hold on 54, Robert Windsor as well, but oh well, we'll let it slide a little bit, I guess. Man in motion. Trips near side for Buffalo. Over the middle, complete at midfield to the tight end. 1st down. Bulls. Penn State trying to get the crowd pumped up. Beautiful touch pass over the middle by Matt Myers. Good protection so far for Buffalo, letting the quarterback stand in the pocket and deliver passes downfield. Another pass complete for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 on the way. A minute and a half to play before halftime. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. A little hurry up for Buffalo from the 45. Handoff. A loss of 1. Parsons and company on the stop. Myers has a man inside the 10 at the 5, complete. Donovan Johnson and Garrett Taylor on the coverage. 22 seconds before halftime. Buffalo looking to put points on the board. You got to turn around and get your hands up or do something. Don't tackle him once he catches it inside the 5-yard line. Buffalo going to call a timeout. Well, when you let your quarterback, you let the opposing quarterback stand in the pocket for a million seconds, this is what's going to happen.
Simmons, number 34, was working that left defensive end position. By the time he dedicated himself to his assignment and came off, I mean, he held the ball for 6-7 seconds. So that was like the around. I think his teammates and good to go, but you're right. Jim Simmons is the redshirt junior. People get sucked in with those play fakes. They've been so good at running the football. And that's the one Myers to make these completions.
Second and goal for Buffalo. Man in motion. Man wide open in the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. 9-7 the Bulls lead Penn State with 11 seconds before halftime. You got to get after the quarterback better. You can't let him stand in the pocket for 10 seconds and throw the football.
He just, on a vertical route, finds a soft spot and turns. He doesn't even have to go to the corner, really. He just turns his shoulder and finds the ball sitting right there in his hands. The drive is what's impressive to me. Just control.
Extra point, up and good. 10-7 Buffalo leads. Buffalo had Penn State right where they wanted them at a couple years ago. 2015. Penn State ended up hanging on and winning by about 2 touchdowns. That was Franklin's second season. About a year and a half before Penn State got things rolling after a big win over the Ohio State Buckeyes, 24-21, before winning the Big Ten and playing in the Rose Bowl that year. Matt Myers for Buffalo, 11 of 17, 184 yards, and a touchdown. A squib kick up the middle for Buffalo. Why don't you just fall on that? You pick it up at the 20-yard line, Journey Brown. Now running until you get tackled at the 26. You ran 20 yards to get a couple. 4 seconds now before halftime. Penn State will probably just take a knee and go into halftime down 3. During halftime, obviously, got to figure out a way to get back in the ball game and try to come back and win this thing.
You know, they may not be a name that you recognize. They may not be in a conference that's that sexy. But guess what? There is parity in college football whether you realize it or not.
And Penn State going to take a knee out of the shotgun and go into halftime down 10-7 to the Buffalo Bulls. LSU and Texas. In the meantime, from Austin, LSU leads Texas 10-7.
Job. You touched on it. The left tackle, Cosby, we thought he had his hands full against Chason, but he is giving much on the left side, 52. You're talking about an outstanding pass rusher. It looks like he might be holding on to that jersey, but there's nobody open downfield. Nothing that Sam can do except to eat it. And I'm, with his athletic ability and legs, sometimes he'll take off and pick up a first down, unable to. Great defense to score. Cameron Dicker out there for real long 52-yard field goal. Right now, they're lining up like they're going to let him unleash one from 58. If he does that, he'll go back.
The most tech-advanced car in its class. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility.
Okay, I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just on airline purchases.
Holy matrimony! That's a lot of miles.
What's in your wallet?
The 32-point favorites Penn State, and they're down at the half. The theme today, Fox.
Once I can get scores and stats to load, I'll bring those your way. It's halftime, Penn State and Buffalo. Penn State, a 32.5-point favorite, are down 10-7. Texas going to end up punting with about 4 minutes to go before halftime. Down 10-7 to LSU. And the ball goes into the end zone for a touchback. Some scores from games going on right now in college football. As it's 1st and 10 for LSU at the 33. Burrow looking to throw. Has a man at the 50. Down at the 43. SMU and North Texas are at halftime. The Mustangs are leading the Mean Green by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Louisville, a loss last week, week 1 at home to Notre Dame. They are winning 21-0. South Alabama, they almost defeated Nebraska on the road last week. They're on top of Jackson State, just starting the second half, 19-7. Texas State, they lost to Texas A&M. They lost to Clemson today, 24-10. Texas State on top of Wyoming, 14-10. Wyoming, the Cowboys defeated Missouri last week. Missouri defeated West Virginia today at home. Burrow pass complete to the 25 once again. Another first down, Louisiana State. We'll get some highlights of previous games earlier today as well during the halftime report for Buffalo Penn State on Fox. There's Ralph Stone, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, and the coach, Urban Meyer. Buffalo leads 10-7. Army, Michigan, though, that went to double overtime. As I mentioned earlier, a 50-yard field goal attempt at the end of regulation was wide right, 14-14, headed to overtime. Michigan ended up winning 24-21 in double overtime. Louisiana Monroe and Florida State are in overtime. Louisiana Monroe has the ball, as Florida State has already scored once in overtime. 38-0. Don't know how many points FSU has at this moment, so bear with me, but it's 1st and goal for Louisiana Monroe at the Florida State 5. Some highlights of Cincinnati, Ohio State from earlier, as the Buckeyes won the Battle of the Buckeye State with the Cincinnati Bearcats 42-0. The Ohio Bobcats also lost this afternoon to Pitt, 20-10. Pitt plays at Penn State next week. Wisconsin, 61-0 win over Antonio Brown and J.J. Watt's Central Michigan Chippewas before Watt transferred to Wisconsin. Badgers over the Chips, 61-0. Spartans and Broncos, Michigan State, Western Michigan. Eastern Michigan was playing Kentucky. They were down 14-0 last I saw. Michigan State up 14-0 here for number 14, Brian Lewerke. Touchdown pass once again. Michigan State, Western Michigan, 28-7. Spartans lead almost halftime. Iowa Rutgers, the Hawkeyes won 30-0. Play at Iowa State next week for the Battle of the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Duke and North Carolina A&T, Blue Devils 45-13. Syracuse and Maryland. Maryland was up 42-13 early in the second half. Make that 49-13 before cruising to victory with some fresh squeezed Syracuse orange juice, 63-20. Nebraska blew a 17-point lead and lost to Colorado on the road, 34-31 in overtime. Kentucky up 17-0 now on Eastern Michigan.
Under a minute left, Steven Montez. Tony Brown. We're off to OT.
That's as good as it can possibly get right now. I was really impressed with Steven Montez. And also Colorado just fighting tooth and nail all the way to the end and coming out with the win. This is a big-time win for Coach Mel Tucker.
Storm the field.
Big win for Colorado over Nebraska, 34-31. Nebraska now might not be the favorite in the Big Ten West after the way both Iowa and Wisconsin played this afternoon. Texas and LSU. LSU with a pass. Burrow gets sacked back at the 15-yard line. And Texas calls a timeout with 1:45 to play before halftime, down 10-7 to the LSU Tigers. You guys have chat questions and comments, let me know in the comment section below. Like, follow, and subscribe. Gridiron Ring and myself, Coolhand Luke 96 on social media. Links are actually in the description below if you're watching on playback on YouTube. Like, super like, and super heart button. Follow me, Coolhand Luke 96 right here on Periscope. Share this. Hashtag college football, hashtag CFB, and hashtag CFB 150. LSU kicks another field goal, up 13-7 now on the road against the Texas Longhorns. First top 10 showdown in Austin for Texas in 10 years. Next Saturday night on ABC at 7:30, Syracuse will host the Clemson Tigers, a team 2 years ago they beat at home on a Friday night. Last year came close on the road. It was actually Trevor Lawrence's first game playing quarterback for Clemson after Kelly Bryant was out with an injury. There's Jordan Spieth on the sideline. Jordan Spieth. There's The Undertaker. Mark Calloway, a big Texas Longhorn fan. Mo Bamba played basketball. Hook'em Horns, Matthew McConaughey. LSU going to kick off. All right. Texas going to try to put some points on the board before halftime, down 13-7. College game day. Actually talking about Saturday Night Football now. Next week, Clemson at Syracuse. Syracuse lost today, though, to Maryland on the road, so I highly doubt College game day will be there. Syracuse would have won, Clemson won, they'd be there. Clemson won, they did their part as expected over Texas A&M, but Syracuse lost to the Maryland Terrapins. East Carolina up 48-9 on Gardner-Webb. Georgia Southern 26-10 on Maine. Check in on Florida State if I can here. That was overtime. Looks like it has gone final. Get a score here. Very shortly on that, Oklahoma now 35-0 on South Dakota. Halftime report, halftime show with Discount Double Check State Farm continues. Buffalo up 10-7. On Penn State, a 6-9 matchup with LSU and Texas. Showing highlights of that. Meantime, I'm watching the game live. Texas A&M and Clemson. Yeah, Joe Burrow, Urban Meyer. You know a lot about him. You had him in Columbus as your quarterback, and then he transferred to LSU. Clemson highlight, Trevor Lawrence to Justin Ross. Trevor Lawrence to T. Higgins, handoff, or Lawrence kept it for himself on that, did not hand off to Travis Etienne. That time he did, though. Clemson won 24-10. Dabo defeated Jimbo once again. Alabama 62-10 on New Mexico State. Central Florida defeating Florida Atlantic 28-6 at halftime. Georgia State 24-20 on Old Furman. Georgia, Murray State Bulldogs victors behind the hedges. Punt up and away for Texas. Couldn't do anything after the LSU field goal. Oklahoma, South Dakota highlights. Jalen Hurts touchdown pass over the middle. Toby Keith and good old JR Jim Ross. Big Oklahoma Sooner fans. 42-0 now. Oklahoma leads South Dakota. Florida State highlights 45-38 on Louisiana Monroe, but then Monroe scored. And on the extra point, doink, Florida State wins in overtime on a missed extra point by Louisiana Monroe. Are you kidding me? That should have went to double overtime, and Florida State probably should have lost. But the Seminoles win 45-44. Central Florida, Florida Atlantic highlights. Playing in Boca Raton. A pooch punt by the quarterback. Hit his offensive lineman in the back. Central Florida leads 28-6 the start of the second half. Back to Buffalo, Penn State coming up shortly. Penn State will receive the second half kick. Burrow looking to throw once again. Touchdown LSU. 19-7 now. Tigers lead the Longhorns.
I like everything about my job. Well, okay, maybe not the 7 a.m. staff meetings. But our boss takes great care of us. Yeah. Casual Fridays. Oh, free bagel Wednesdays. And most importantly, we have amazing health coverage from the PFC Health Plan. It gives us full in-network access to PFC, so my family can have the highest quality care. Should we
Extra point up and good for LSU as it looks like construction is still underway, still going on at DKR in Austin for the Texas Longhorns as they're doing some stadium renovations. 20-7 now, LSU leads Texas.
Health insurer in the region, UPMC Health Plan.
Yo, you checked FanDuel lately? Sammy Lynn, going up to go. Bennington Penn looking to make something here. Win chance. It's just that's what I'm telling you. There are more ways to win with FanDuel.
LSU kicks off.
How do we engage in the process of shaping the world to create the spaces and environments we want to inhabit?
Has been to communicate beyond the distance.
It only takes a few inspiring minds to make magic.
There's no limit to what you can do.
Maine now trails Georgia Southern 26 to 18. There's the Nittany line. Some highlights of the first half. Penn State trails 10 to 7. Still trying to get more scores from college football and stats the first half from Penn State and Buffalo. Once I have those, I will relay those to you. But we're about to begin the second half, so back to more live reactions, play-by-play, as I see them. Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman on the call for Fox.
Touchdown to your tight end. You can't say that about Mike Myers. Before that, he was about 50% in the completion department. Now with a quarterback rating of 122, this guy's off the charts. So now he's trying to find a partner in the same. But Ryan many times can we follow this and give you more in the second half? I got to tell you, Spencer, with much respect to our student of
Penn State will receive the second half kick. Fielded at the 20-yard line. Penn State will return to the 27-yard line. Halftime now with LSU and Texas 20 to 7. Tigers lead the Longhorns. See what Penn State is going to do on offense to begin the second half. As always, chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated. Clifford almost gets sacked. Scampers for 2 yards. 2nd and 8.
Look at this. 12-yard mentioned this at the outset of halftime. He said, look, man, it's punt. That's not good. That's not effective. And, you know, Ricky Ronnie's got to be thinking, wow, we've taken a step back in just 1 week.
Clifford looking to throw. Steps up. Has a man, 87, Pat Fryermuth for Penn State first down. From the 48, 1st and 10. Fake the give to Ricky Slade. Clifford deep down over the middle. Where's the flag? Thank you. Pass interference on Buffalo on Jahan Dotson inside the 5-yard line. Whether or not it's going to be a spot foul or half the distance, we'll find out. Clearly a pass interference on Buffalo. 15-yard automatic first down penalty for Penn State. So from the 33 now, Penn State 1st and 10. Trips to the top. Clifford hands off. Ricky Slade. Fumble on the play, and Buffalo recovers. Good hard hit by the Bulls. Jarred the ball loose. Penn State fumbles, and Buffalo recovers. First down Buffalo after the 15-yard pass interference, and then a fumble. Buffalo football, 1st and 10, early in the third quarter, 13:59 to play. And it was actually jarred loose by the knee of a Buffalo defender who got his leg up somehow and knocked the ball out. If that wouldn't have happened, he probably just would have went down and no fumble on the play. He literally just lifted his leg like a dog pissing on the side of the road and jarred the ball loose. Handoff for Buffalo. Jan Johnson, 36, comes up and makes a stop. 2nd and 8. Buffalo hands off once again. Cam Brown and Jan Johnson on the stop after another 2-yard gain by the Bulls. Shotgun 4 wide. Buffalo pass intercepted. John Reed, pick 6, Penn State, 13-10 Nittany Lions. Penn State right back in the ball game. That's all it takes. One play. Zombie Nation now. Whoa, we are Penn State. Reed just jumped the throw. 38-yard pick 6 for number 29 out of Philadelphia. To the house, Jake Pinniger now on to kick the extra point. Kick up and good, 14-10, Penn State leads Buffalo. So 15-yard pass interference, the very next play a fumble. Buffalo started the drive, and then a pick 6 from Penn State. We the boys.
It doesn't matter where they came from or how you met them. Some you've known your entire life. Others just feel like it. They come in small groups or by the thousands. We call them all family. And everything's just better when you're with them. No matter how you family, it's better in the first ever Hyundai Palisade with available class exclusive blind view monitoring. Does your battery deliver extra life or extra power?
Extra life. Extra life.
Duracell Stop and Top, new Duracell Opera delivers extra life in some devices or extra power in others. Spicy chicken like Wendy's. Spicy nuggets are back. So all hail Sweet Spicy Queen. That's right. You get a free 6-piece with your mobile order through the app.
And for some reason, for LSU Texas right now, we're actually seeing the halftime show with the Texas band rather than back in the studio with a halftime report from ESPN. I don't know if that's just me or if that's everyone.
Thanks for the carpet sandwich, Chuck.
It's Charles. Whatever you say, Charles.
See you at the sales meeting.
We are Penn State. We are Penn State. We are Penn State. It was a good throw by Myers, number 10, but Reed just jumped the throw and undercut the receiver and picked it off and ran it back for a touchdown. Good defensive play from John Reed. Stout kicks off and goes through the upright for a touchback. Buffalo will begin at the 25-yard line. Check in on some more scores around college football. Oregon leads Nevada 35-6 at halftime. Florida 23-0. Old Dominion defeated Norfolk State 24-21 in a battle of Hampton Roads. Handoff for Buffalo, gained at 2. SMU, Mustangs, or excuse me, those two games were from last week. Why the hell did that come up for this week's games? I was going to say, because SMU, I said a moment ago, they were playing North Texas. They sure as hell didn't beat Arkansas State today. They beat them last week, 37-30. So, for some reason, the games I'm trying to read off for today are popping up from last week. Pass incomplete over the middle on the slant on 2nd and 8. 3rd down coming up. Tariq Castro Fields, number 5, on the coverage once again. Buffalo looking to throw. Near side, incomplete, overthrows his intended target. Buffalo will punt once again. Okay, back to halftime highlights now for LSU, Texas. Talking about Cincinnati, Ohio State. Once again, Buckeyes won 42-0. Next commercial break, I'll go over scores from this week as they finally came on through. I don't know why games from last week popped up for week 2 this week, along with all the technical difficulties with some internet problems this evening for myself, pulling up some college football scores and stats. Hamler receives the punt at the 40. Good block out to the 38-yard line, and some late contact, some flags come flying in. It's probably going to be a personal foul on Buffalo. Shoved the Penn State player to the ground. Jesse Lucada just got pushed by number 40, so 40-40. Maybe that'll be ESPN's new show. There's the Penn State Blue Band. Hamler returned it. Got a good 20-yard return. The punter brought Hamler down by his ankle, and then Lucada with a push. Personal foul on Buffalo, though, number 40. It's not always the person who starts it. It's the person who finishes it who gets called for it. So, a 15-yard penalty, personal foul on Buffalo. Automatic first down for Penn State, so they move the ball another 15 yards downfield after the return. So 1st and 10 for the Nittany Lions, up 4, 14-10. 11:59 to play in the 3rd quarter. Ball will be at the 23-yard line. Penn State going left to right across your television screen. Clifford in shotgun. Fakes to give to Noah Kane. Pass over the middle complete. Pat Fryermuth, touchdown. Penn State, 23 yards from Clifford to Patty F. State, 5-6, try to get in. Victory, predictory, forever dear Penn State, on State, roll on, roll. Go hit that line, go up the score, find the victory evermore. Nice little RPO. Fake the give to the running back. Fryermuth got wide open over the middle. 23 yards from Sean Clifford, the big red dog. His second touchdown pass of the evening. One to Jahan Dotson, number 5. The second now to 87, the tight end, Pat Fryermuth, a true sophomore from Massachusetts. 21-10, Penn State leads. Commercial break. So more scores in college football from week 2. Chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated. Wake Forest defeated Rice last night, 41-21. I was watching a part of that game. Also Virginia over the William and Mary Tribe, 52-17. Boise State also defeated Marshall, 14-7. As previously mentioned, Michigan defeated Army, 24-21 in double overtime. Iowa 30-0 over Rutgers. Also Ohio State 42-0 over Cincinnati. Wisconsin 61-0 over Central Michigan. 3 Big Ten shutouts today with 3 ranked Big Ten teams inside the top 20 with Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Iowa respectively. Another Big Ten team put up another 60-plus points. Maryland defeated Syracuse 63-20. Utah 35-17 over Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois plays at Nebraska next week. Nebraska, they lost in overtime on the road to Colorado 34-31. Clemson, the number 1 team in the land, defeated Texas A&M at home 24-10. Georgia 63-17 over Murray State. Alabama 62-10 over New Mexico State. Washington State 59-17 over Northern Colorado. 56-7, Oklahoma now leads South Dakota. Just a minute ago, it was 35-0. Central Florida 28-6 over FAU in the lane train of Florida Atlantic. Florida 24-0 over Tennessee Martin. Auburn only leads 14-6 over the Tulane Green Wave. Oregon 35-6 over Nevada. Last week, Nevada won on a game-winning 50-plus yard field goal from a true freshman kicker at home over Purdue. Purdue today defeated Vanderbilt 42-24. Michigan State 31-7 at halftime over Western Michigan. Oregon last week lost to Auburn at halftime as well. LSU leads Texas 20-7. Penn State now up 21-10 over Buffalo after scoring 2 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes to begin the second half. WWE Friday Night SmackDown coming to Fox October the 4th. WWE, please come back to the 814. Please come back to Central Pennsylvania and Happy Valley. Maybe host WrestleMania at Beaver Stadium in the future. Penn State kicks off now left to right from the 35-yard line. Jordy Stout. Another touchback by Georgia. Virginia Tech transfer kicker. Also later on tonight, Cal and Washington, Stanford, USC, Minnesota, Fresno State, Northern Arizona and Arizona, and Oregon State and Hawaii at midnight coming up in about 2.5 hours. Stats for Buffalo and Penn State. I will now wait until the game goes final as Penn State leads 21-10 over the Buffalo Bulls. Going to be 2nd and 12 for Buffalo. 11.5 to go in the third quarter. 3 wide here near side. Myers up to the line of scrimmage. Play clock winding down. And Buffalo hands off. Good blocking before Lamont Wade. Buffalo gets an extra push. First down Bulls before Lamont Wade brings them down. Looked like it was going to be 3rd and short. First down Buffalo now after a late push. Some missed tackles by Castro Fields and Cam Brown. Lamont Wade, 38 on the tackle. Entered the transfer portal after last year, but decided to come back to Penn State. 1st and 10 for Buffalo from the 37-yard line. Matt Myers looking to throw once again. Rolls out near side, looking to run now. Going to be brought down by number 99, Yeater Gross Matos. 21-10 is your score. Penn State leads. Second and 10, under 10 to play now in the 3rd quarter. Buffalo with another run. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Micah Parsons along with Fred Hansard, 53 on the stop. Pass over the middle complete at the 40. Jeez. Like I said, though, when you have all the time in the world to throw, you're going to make these throws 9 times out of 10. Briscar 7 on the stop. 1st and 10, Buffalo. Matt Myers now over 200 yards passing. Penn State's secondary getting lit up tonight. A run near side, hit the hole, inside the 20, 15-10 before getting pushed out at the 12-yard line. First down, Buffalo Bulls. Penn State can't stop the run now either. Pistol formation on Buffalo on that last play. To the near side, the left side of the offense. Another run for Buffalo up the gut, a yard on that carry. Good blocking by the offensive line and downfield by the receivers. Buffalo has 215 more total yards than Penn State does at 344 to 130, but are still down 11 points. Buffalo with the snap, Castro Fields with the sack, 2 yards on the loss, 3rd and goal on the way. Give up anything to the goal line. Don't allow anything in the back of the end zone. That's how they scored earlier. Touchdown on the back corner. 3rd and goal, Buffalo. Penn State brings the blitz up the middle. pass a little too far, incomplete. 4th and goal on the way. Buffalo will kick a field goal. Kick is up and good. 21-13. Penn State leads the Buffalo Bulls. Under 7 to play in the 3rd. Back to the action also in Austin with Texas and LSU. Texas down 2 scores, 20-7. Texas with a run. Gain of a couple.
Basic three-point turn.
If you say so.
I'm sorry?
What teacher isn't telling you is that Snapshot rewards safe drivers with discounts on car insurance.
Texas looking to throw, incomplete. No flag on the play.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
There is the 1994 Penn State Nittany Lions. They went 12-0 and won the Rose Bowl. 25 years since Penn State last had an undefeated team. The red official, TV timeout guy, is now off the field, so back to the action. And Penn State fields at the 25 after another squib kick. Penn State returns it, now past the 30 to the 35. Texas 1st and 10 from the 47. LSU pressures, complete, be a couple yards shy of the first down. Noah Kane in the ball game to the right of Clifford, who is looking to throw, complete for Iron Youth 87 to the 40. Gain of 5, 2nd down. Penn State going a little hurry up here. Trips near side now. Kane out to the left of Clifford. Handoff, fake the give to Kane. Clifford keeps it for himself. 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5 down to the 3-yard line for Sean Clifford on the quarterback keeper. 1st and goal, Nittany Lions. Did he step out of bounds, though, on that run? That's the big question. They're going to take a look at it for a second. Good decision from Clifford to keep it for himself. Daylight in front of him down the far sideline. Doesn't look like he stepped out at all, but got tripped up inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. First and goal, Penn State, up 21-13. They mark the ball for 2. Handoff, Noah Kane. Touchdown, Penn State. 27-13 now. Nittany Lions lead. Clifford over 100 yards passing, over 50 yards rushing, along with 2 touchdowns. Third touchdown of the evening for the Nittany Lions is a rushing touchdown. Noah Kane, number 21, a true freshman. (27-13). Pinniger on to attempt another field goal. Also, Penn State had a 38-yard interception return for a touchdown. Extra point up and good. 28-13. Penn State beats Buffalo. Clifford, a little highlight of him running the ball. Commercial break with LSU and Texas as well. Noah Kane is actually from LSU country, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Played his high school ball at IMG Academy in Orlando. As previously mentioned, committed to Texas, decommitted, came to Penn State. Penn State now leads Buffalo 28-13. Prediction-wise for myself, Cool Hand Week 96 in college football today. Last I checked, I was 6-2 going into the 3:30 games this afternoon. So I had Virginia last night. They defeated William & Mary. I had Boise State over Marshall. I also picked Ohio State and Michigan over Cincinnati and Army, respectively. 4-0 up to that point. But then I had Syracuse. They got blown out on the road against Maryland. Virginia Tech, they beat Old Dominion this year, unlike last year when the Monarchs defeated the Hokies in Norfolk. Virginia Tech, they won. West Virginia, they lost on the road to Missouri. And then Purdue, they defeated Vanderbilt 42-24 in West Lafayette at Ross-Ade Stadium. So 6-2. Clemson, they defeated Texas A&M. That is 7-2 for myself. So that's a win in the record books. Nebraska, though, they lost in overtime to Colorado 34-31. Still got to check on UCLA, San Diego State, Central Florida, and Florida Atlantic. I have the Bruins and the Knights, along with BYU, to defeat Tennessee. Penn State over Buffalo. Texas over LSU. Not looking pretty there, though. Texas down 2 scores. About 10 minutes to play in the third. Texas does, though, have the ball right now. Oregon over Nevada, that's going to be a win, it looks like. Michigan State over Western Michigan as well. And then Woo Pig Suey, I picked Arkansas over Ole Miss, along with North Carolina over Miami, Florida. Washington over Cal, Stanford over USC. And I normally pick Big Ten all the time, 9 times out of 10. But however, I picked Fresno State to defeat the Minnesota Golden Gophers at home this evening. So, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 now. Minus all the other games for later on tonight, and that are currently going on as I speak. So after 17-6 last week, week 1, 7-3 through 10 games, pretty good in my opinion. Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. Penn State up 28-13 on Buffalo right now, as they have scored 21 in the second half after being down 10-7 at halftime. Buffalo 1st and 10 from the 25, complete at the 30, 2nd and 5. Trickery, but however, Briscar 7 on the stop in the backfield. Read that from the snap. Jaquan Briscar 7 for Penn State on the stop. A big loss. 3rd and 13 on the way for Buffalo. Auburn still only up 14-6 on Tulane. Delay game. No, actually timeout Buffalo. And they will go to a TV timeout.
Today we take a stroll down memory lane to see how these other OTC medicines compare to Xyzal, the latest 24-hour allergy reliever. You see, Xyzal lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, works faster than Claritin. Your first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec and nearly half the size. So for the latest and powerful relief, it's just as effective at hour 24 as at hour.
Penn State leads 28-13. Matt Myers for Buffalo passing, as it'll be 3rd down for the Bulls when we return. It'll actually be right now. Big noon Saturday next week. Ohio State plays Indiana in Bloomington next Saturday at noon on Fox. Back to the action real quick here. 3rd and 13 for Buffalo. Deep pass down the far sideline. Complete. Actually incomplete. Dropped. John Reed and Garrett Taylor on the coverage for the Nittany Lions. 4th down. Matt Myers, 13 of 23 now, 218, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. That was costly. That was returned 38 yards for a touchdown by number 29 there, John Reed. Buffalo looking to punt. Blocked. Penn State blocks the punt. However, he gets it off a little bit. And Hamler fields it at the 45-yard line. Now the punter is down with an injury. Punter is down with an injury, holding his right leg right at the top of his knee. Timeout for an injured player. And this punter probably has a blown out knee, I would assume.
A lot of times, too, when a guy, you were in the business of blocking kicks, whether field goals or punts and special teams, with the 49ers when they won a Super Bowl.
Either he blew his knee out or broke his leg, one of the two.
Too far past the punter or the...
But the ball was tipped. It was not blocked.
When you find yourself closer than where you think, you just try to take them out altogether. And you get a favorable call like you did here. It was tipped.
There you see there was much concern for Finnegan, and they are quickly getting the card out there for him.
And our crew taking the guys in the truck.
The cart has now been brought onto the field at Beaver Stadium for the Buffalo punter, who is down with an injury. NFL begins tomorrow, seeing some Highlights for Monday Night Football this week: Broncos, Raiders, Joe Flacco, Derek Carr, Texans and Saints at 7 o'clock. Doubleheader on Monday Night Football this week to kick off the year as usual. Texans at Saints, Deshaun Watson, Drew Brees at 7. I'll be live right here on Periscope, live reactions, play of that. And then at 10:15, Broncos, Raiders. The last Monday Night Football game from last year will be the first of the doubleheader. The second game on Monday Night Football, though, this year to kick off 2019 and NFL 100. It would be the first Monday Night game of the year. That's what I meant. But with the doubleheader to kick off the year, it's the second because it's the late kick. It's at 10:15 out west in Oakland. So we'll have Joe Flacco and Derek Carr in that one with Broncos and Raiders as Flacco comes over from the Baltimore Ravens. We go to commercial for Buffalo and Penn State. Coming back from commercial with LSU and Texas, the Tigers still lead the Longhorns in the middle of the third quarter.
Maybe not there. That's why we built Roman. So it's easy to get units subscribed online, delivered to your door. Just visit GetRoman.com, chat with your U.S. licensed physician, and if treatment is right for you, you'll get genuine medication delivered down the street. Roman, let's take care of it. Get started with your free online visit at GetRoman.com/unit.
Texas going to get a first down. Buffalo punter is on the cart, about to be driven off. Would assume they'll be taking him to Mount Nittany Medical Center, right across the street, right down the road from Beaver Stadium. They are not going to show the replay. It must have been very, very gruesome. Might be a compound fracture too, to be honest with you. But he gives the thumbs up to the crowd. Standing ovation from the Penn State fans for Buffalo's kicker after he goes down with an injury. Now back to the action from the 45. Penn State has the ball. Clifford pass near side, complete. Jahan Dotson pass midfield, 45-40, before getting pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Jahan Dotson has stepped up this evening for Penn State at wide receiver. They need a number 2 wideout to go alongside K.J. Hamlin. Journey Brown in the ball game, trips up top. Fryermuth in the slot at tight end. Clifford looking to throw once again. Deep down the middle, overthrew his intended target, K.J. Hamler, in the end zone, incomplete. Second down and 10 on the way.
Got your center, Matt back there, pushed back into him.
Clifford's 10 of 13, 134 yards and 2 scores. One to Dotson, one to Fryermuth. Second and 10 from the 36. Handoff. Journey Brown, gain of 1 yard. Brown has played a lot since the Ricky Slade fumble in the first half. Noah Kane also has a touchdown. Number 21, Devin Ford, has played some this evening as well. We'll see how Penn State plays later on in the season once they enter conference play. Getting a big test this evening against Buffalo after blowing out Idaho last week, 79-7. We'll see what the Nittany Lions are really made of come Big Ten play. But also, pass complete over the middle to the 27-yard line to Fryermuth. Going to bring up 4th and short. Crowd wanting Franklin and the Nittany Lions to go for it. 4th and 2. You're up 2 scores, 15 points. Penn State going to stay out on the field to go for it on 4th down. Clifford fakes the give, pass in the backfield for Friarmuth. However, he does get the first down. Stiff arms the guy, gets in the end zone, touchdown Penn State. Another touchdown pass from Clifford to Pat Friarmuth, number 87. 34-13. 2:56 to play in the third quarter. Friarmuth was lined up on the right side of the offensive line. RPO came across the line into the backfield. Little screen pass to him. Got the first down. Made a couple guys miss. Stiff arm into the end zone for another Penn State touchdown. His second of the evening. 2 Clifford to Friarmuth touchdowns tonight. One Clifford, to Dawson. Clifford also has another catch in the ball game. Noah Kane a touchdown, plus a John Reed interception return from 38 yards for another blue and white touchdown. But it'll be interesting to see with the new redshirt rule from last year, if you are a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, or even a senior, they can redshirt you if you play in less than up to 4 games. You can't play any more than 4 games unless you'll burn your redshirt. You can play up to 4 games and still redshirt for the season. We'll see if that's what they end up doing with Devin Ford 28 and Noah Kane 21 at running back, and go with Slade 3 and Journey Brown 4, who both have ran the ball pretty well this season so far. 7 rushing touchdowns for the unit last week against Idaho, but that's Idaho, nothing against the Vandals. But still, 35-13 now as Penn State has scored 28 in the second half. 28 in this quarter alone. Buffalo 28-3 in the third quarter. Only 13 minutes in. 2:56 to play. 35-13 is your score of Penn State and Buffalo. But Slade has not played, as mentioned, since the fumble in the first half. Pass incomplete. Sutherland comes up with it, 26 on defense. Ball did hit the ground. Flags come flying as well, so penalties on the play. Pass interference on the defense, number 5, Tariq Castro Fields. A 15-yard penalty, automatic first down for Buffalo. See the replay. Good call. I mean, he basically took him down before he got the ball thrown to him. So, first down Buffalo. Penn State still leads 35-13 after a slow first half. Typical Penn State, though. Always start out slow, and then you got to find a way to come back in the second half. First and 10 from the 40. Myers pass complete at the 45. Second down.
As you mentioned, sort of the vulnerable area as a box. For a third down and 3. 4-down territory, you think, at this stage from this point on? I think so. Because we never coach about 5 yards of carry in this game, so if you just look at the pure numbers, then you go ahead and go for it. But it's going to be a risky ball, no question.
3rd and 3, hard count. Penn State almost jumps offside. A minute and a half in the third to go. And Buffalo going to get the first down. Central Florida 48-6 now over Florida Atlantic. Michigan State 37-7 over the Broncos of Western Michigan out of Kalamazoo. Incomplete on the pass near side for Buffalo. 2nd and 10 on the way.
He's been used quite a bit, but it does affect the depth of his
2nd and 10 from the 49. Myers overthrows his intended receiver once again. Incomplete. 3rd down. Third and 10. Penn State brings it. Myers airs it out. Intercepted, but out of bounds for Penn State. Incomplete. 4th down. Under a minute to play in the 3rd. Chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated. Drop those in the comment section below. Also, like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Coy and Luke96 on social media. Big pass from Joe Burrow to set up LSU on the right side of the 50. Buffalo looking to punt once again. A new punter up and away. And the punt, not as bad as Idaho last week, but punt gets up and away and goes out of bounds. I believe that is the backup quarterback who just punted for Buffalo. Most teams don't have a backup punter, especially MAC teams. No offense to the MAC.
But I'm sure they will be looking at potential walk-on punters.
But when you're low on numbers, especially on the road, you can only take so many people. You're limited at some positions. You don't expect the punter to go down with a knee injury either and be out for the rest of the game and more than likely the rest of the season, the way that looked. 2nd down for Penn State. On the way. Clifford, fake the give, pump fake. Looking over the middle. Has a man at the 25. Down inside the 20 at the 18. That is K.J. Hamler. Ooh, big hit by Texas. Big hit by the Longhorns on defense to break up the pass. Clifford a little bit of an underthrow to Hamler. But 1st down at the 19, they say. Clifford looking to throw. Gets sacked at the 21-yard line. And now Clifford a little slow getting back to his feet. Looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. That is actually the end of the 3rd quarter, though. And Clifford is putting 4 fingers up, signaling the 4th quarter. So at least he knows where he's at. No concussion. Looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. But he got back to his feet real quick, and we'll see who starts the 4th quarter at quarterback for Penn State. Will it be Sean Clifford, the Big Red Dog, or Will Levis, Will Levis, number 7, who played a little bit last week and also threw for touchdown pass?
In the Wells Fargo Mobile Lounge, this is Jerry. This is Jerry appreciating the people who made this possible. This is Wells Fargo.
commercials for both LSU, Texas, and Buffalo, Penn State. See what else is happening around college football at the moment. Been a silent night a little bit, in my opinion, for some games. Oklahoma now has 70 on South Dakota. Auburn pulling away a little bit from Tulane, 21-3, or 21-6, excuse me. But earlier, I mean, obviously at noon, it was Maryland putting up 63 on Syracuse. Army almost defeating Michigan at 3:30. It was Nebraska and Colorado going to overtime. Caught the tail end of that at the start of this live stream, so thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to share this and like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, CoolHandLuke96, on social media. Also Clemson over Texas A&M. But then tonight it's been LSU, Texas, Buffalo, Penn State for myself. And then later on it's Stanford and USC at 10:30. In a battle of backup quarterbacks.
No job is too big or too small. Make your most cherished treasures feel like new for generations. Enjoy the confidence of a local and family-owned jeweler.
We'll have to see what next week will hold for college football. Look ahead and see what games we've got cooking for next week. LSU field goal up and good. Tigers extend their lead over the Texas Longhorns. Pitt will play at Penn State at noon next week on ABC. Big game though next Saturday night is Syracuse hosting the Clemson Tigers. College game day, I doubt will be there now since Syracuse lost earlier today on the road to Maryland. It could be in Ames, Iowa, Iowa State. They play next week. Clifford still in at quarterback for Penn State. Pass over the middle, incomplete to KJ Hamler. Really wasn't even looking for the ball, but a flag on the play, maybe a pass interference. It was held a tad, it did look like.
Wouldn't be surprised though to see some of Will Levis after this series, potentially.
Pass interference, defense on Buffalo. It'll be a spot foul. Automatic first down for Penn State. Penn State will play Pitt at home next week before having a bye and then playing at Maryland on a Friday night, September the 27th. October, Purdue, at Iowa, Michigan, at Michigan State. In my opinion, October is going to be hell for the Nittany Lions. First and 10 from the 14. Clifford, slant over the middle, incomplete at the 1 yard line, intended for Justin Shorter. Next week in college football, North Carolina plays Wake Forest, Kansas and Boston College, and Washington State and Houston all on Friday night. Sam Ellinger with a nice run. Second and 10 though for Penn State. Fake to give. And Clifford keeps it for himself on second and 10. Gain of 1, third down on the way. Pitt, Penn State at noon next week. Ohio State, Indiana also at noon. North Carolina State, NC State will head to Morgantown to play West Virginia. Notre Dame will host New Mexico, Alabama, South Carolina. USC will head to Provo, Utah to play BYU. College game day could be in Orlando once again. Stanford at Central Florida, depending on what happens later on tonight with Stanford and SC. 3rd and 9 from the 13. Friday the 13th next week as well. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Intended for 87 Friars once again. Jake Penninger on to attempt a field goal.
He recruits to his strength. I mean, if you don't have coaches in your staff that have a stronghold down in the Texas area, for example, you don't have a great deal of time. You can get around your folks. He's going to Florida, talking a couple about.
And think about, you go down towards New York and maybe New Jersey, that's where Penn State goes to get players. So that it's very difficult if you think about it from Buffalo's perspective. So you don't have to go out of state. So 31-year try for Jake
Penninger kick up and good. 38-13 now. Penn State leads. We have now began the final quarter of play. Heading to commercial with a little something like that by Tim McGraw. Deep in the heart of Texas, though, LSU still leads the Longhorns of burnt orange. Incomplete in the end zone for Texas, as Texas is trying to get back in this ballgame. Arizona State at Michigan State next week. Iowa State as well. And touchdown, Texas. Texas now within 3 points of LSU, 23-20, pending the extra point. 2 minutes to play in the third. Western Kentucky, Louisville. North Texas will play at Cal. Idaho will play Wyoming. Louisiana Tech, Bowling Green. Buffalo, they will play the Hugh Freeze-led Liberty, who lost to Syracuse last week. Freeze coached from a hospital bed in the press box after getting back surgery a few weeks back after an infection, and was actually supposed to coach from a wheelchair this afternoon. Whether he did or not beats me. I don't know. Ohio and Marshall, Kent State, Auburn. Florida will play Kentucky. That should be a good game next Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Florida State, Virginia, Clemson, Syracuse. Hawaii, Washington, TCU will play Purdue. Northern Illinois, Nebraska. Texas will play at Rice. Oklahoma, UCLA. And Texas Tech and Arizona will headline. All those games will headline week 3 next week. In college football, keep an eye out for my week 3 college football predictions on Gridiron Ring's YouTube channel. Also a week 2 recap. I will have final stats of Penn State Buffalo when the game goes final. As you can see, part of the crowd starting to file out as Penn State leads 38-13 after scoring 28 in the third quarter after being down 10-7 at halftime. Thaw day once again for Penn State this evening. First and 10 for Buffalo, left to right.
across your television screen, 1st and 10. 3-yard run. Highlight of the Texas touchdown a moment ago that I just saw. So LSU has the ball up 23-21, 2 minutes to play in the third.
Sam was that and Ellinger would be the difference makers in this game. Ultimately, Ellinger was a big play opportunity. Stretch play cuts it back inside, running towards the field. Gets an 8-yard pickup that time before being stopped by Cam Brown.
Tom Herman's one of those bright minds, too, man. He's really creative.
We sat down with him last year, and he was telling us about Joe Burrow because he recruited him when he was at Ohio State. So certainly he has the scouting report on Joe. We were talking earlier about the impact Joe Brady, the assistant coach that was brought in for the
1st and 10.
on LSU's offense. They're going to need more than they currently had last year.
Buffalo hands off, another 1-yard run.
That was, by the way, a moment ago, the 20th first down for the Buffaloes. 14 to Penn State has. So you look at it when you see the score and go, well, okay, Penn State did what we thought they would. You see the numbers, and really it's been turnovers and being opportunistic with those turnovers that's been the difference in this game for Brett Pry's defense.
They said earlier this is Buffalo's first nationally televised primetime game. I started to think, it can't be. Buffalo's played for the MAC championship before on ESPN in primetime. But if they say so.
I'll tell you, too, this is old school stuff we're looking at here. I'm going back to June Jones days.
Pass complete. Far sideline, 1st down and 10, Buffalo. Injured Penn State Navy line on the field. That's 53. Fred Hansard once again. He went down with an injury late last year and missed the rest of the season. And now we'll probably be done for the rest of the game. Penn State up 38-13.
He's 80 years old now, the old coach from Portland State, and prior to that, the Denver Gold, and he had June Jones as a coach before June became a head coach in the NFL. In the college game in SMU. Jones was a great player himself, and originally had Jim Kelly with the Houston Gamblers in the USFL long before he hooked up with Barb Levy in Buffalo.
Handoff near side. Mustafer and Castro Fields on the stop. 2nd and 3.
Ethos Mathis and those guys pushing the ball back. He was able to hold the line of scrimmage and get upfield for a couple of yards.
And then they go to Liberty next, and then Temple in their league in the Mid-American Conference.
Buffalo plays Liberty and then Temple. 2nd and 3. Might have been enough for a 1st down.
Robert Windsor, have we called his name that often? 5th-year senior.
Sean Clifford comes out of the injury tent. Clifford 14 and 19, another 200-yard game and 3 touchdowns. 210 tonight and 3 scores. Last week 280 and 2 touchdowns. So subtract the 70 yards and add a touchdown. I'll take it. Obviously Penn State not putting up as many points as last week, but 79 points in one game. I was not expecting that. I was expecting something along this tonight. I had said 34-3 last week. 79-7, yeah, I'll take it, but 38-13 now tonight. There's Will Levis on the sideline. Number 7 for Penn State, switched from 17 to 7.
at 6'3", 220, and he looks big, but you see he's built up, strong, anchored.
We'll see if he comes in. Penn State gets the ball back. Penn State sack back at midfield. Ellis Brooks 13. Mustapher 97. Cam Brown 6. Yeter Gross Matos 99 as well. Gross Matos will get credited with the sack. BYU, Tennessee are the Cougars defeating.
The Cougars and Volunteers are in overtime in Knoxville. Tennessee lost last week to Georgia State. They are a 25-point favorite at home, and they lost by 8. I actually picked BYU in that game. So let's see if the Cougars can pull away with the win. Another touchdown LSU. Not a good sign for Penn State on defense, though. 99 Yeter Gross Matos down on the field with an injury. 3rd and 15 on the way for Buffalo. 8:48 to play.
Don't worry, my Dutch is okay. Just okay. Deze man is erg super. Taal niet is Roger. En hij heeft een knuffel nodig.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest techs. Now with 5G evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your advantage. That's okay.
Only go there with him. I knew it was a lie as soon as I said it. We like to watch.
My parents don't understand. Definitely Mr. Kramer. It used to be just me and her.
But more people makes it more fun.
All the games, all season, crazy good wins, ice cold beer, and the best fans on the planet.
U.S. Olympic gold medalist. She was very humble. Nothing my all-wheel drive race and then, not today, character. Got her there in record time. So close. Good thing, too.
Breeze, available all-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Hillsbury. How about that guy? 1982 lacrosse here at We Are Penn State. Rich Russo, our lead director on the NFL on Fox. He was a fast talker, and he always moved to the next shot really on time, even in lacrosse. I think he's going to come by and see us when we're in College Park.
3rd and 15. Pass incomplete. Okay, good news. Yeter Gross Matos is okay, they say. Just got banged up a little bit. Actually bleeding from the hand. His thumb is like cut open a little bit. He's actually from Spotsylvania, Virginia. I did not know that. He's a junior from Spotsylvania. 4th and 15, Buffalo will punt. 38-13, Penn State on top. And the Bulls get the punt up and away. Fair catch them before at the 10-yard line. That is where KJ Hamler fields it, and we're going to see more Sean Clifford, 38-13.
Great presentation, Tim. Could you email me the part about Geico? Make it easy to switch and save hundreds. Oh, yeah, sure.
National Championship Trophy in Austin for LSU, Texas.
You don't know more than I do.
The winner of this game, as LSU is now on top a little bit more.
Switch to Geico. You could save 15% or more on car insurance.
Will have a big early season win that they'll be able to use as a poker chip for the college football playoff as a non-conference win, whether it be LSU out of the SEC or Texas out of the Big 12. Either way, both conferences will still have a good shot of getting into the playoff. Now, if Texas loses a couple more games, Oklahoma loses a game or two, at that point the Big 12 will be out of it. SEC, you have LSU, you have Alabama, you have Georgia, you have Florida, you have Auburn. One of those schools, more than likely Alabama, and then potentially Georgia, LSU, Auburn, your four there. Florida on the outside looking in. They false start on Texas on that play. They'll be your front runners to make the playoff out of the SEC. More so just Alabama. But Alabama has to play LSU. LSU has to play Georgia. Georgia actually plays Notre Dame in a couple weeks. So, I believe LSU plays Georgia. I know Texas A&M has to play at Georgia and at LSU in back-to-back weeks to close out the season. And I'm pretty sure Alabama has to play Georgia this season as well. If not, they'll more than likely meet in the SEC championship game unless LSU defeats Alabama or Auburn defeats Alabama, so on and so forth. It's a long season, folks. It's only week 2. It's all hypothetical at this point. You can predict all you want. That's why they play the games. But we'll see what happens. 1st and 10 from the 10. Clifford fakes the give, pass, incomplete, intended for Hamler. Once again, Penn State Fawn game against Buffalo this evening. So shout out to Fawn. Clifford on the sideline during the commercial break was dancing, getting ready to get back in the ballgame and play. Penn State actually wearing a Fawn sticker on their helmet this evening for Fawn. Clifford looking to throw once again, and he's going to get sacked on 2nd and 10, loss of 2 yards. Penn State still up 38-13.
Yeah, Tim, I just want to follow up. Devin Still, who is a fan favorite around the Edge of Texas earlier tonight, he, of course, is a father who's not with having a kid. His oldest daughter, Leah Still, dubbed back neuroblastoma a few years ago, actually was around Cincinnati with Devin. He texted me and said that she would officially be transferred.
Clifford gets sacked at the goal line. Whether or not he was in the end zone or not, I don't know. We'll see if they say safety. No. 4th down. 4th and long for Penn State. Inside the 5. They'll punt. No safety. Buffalo will get the ball back.
At the 1-yard line, so this will be a difficult stop for Gillikin to. And we have a substitute for Gillikin here. It is Gillikin that's going to cover the number 93.
Blake Gillikin gets the punt up and away real quick. Field it at the 45 on the right side of the 50 for Buffalo. And Buffalo have great field position to begin their next drive.
childhood cancer, Spencer, and the work of St. Jude, and how amazing it is that all of those youngsters and their families are taken care of for absolutely free. Yes, that's Tennessee.
Touchdown, Texas. Big, long run for the Texas Longhorns. Texas staying in it as we are now in the fourth and final quarter of play. Buffalo 1st and 10 from the 33. Jan Johnson on the stop, 2nd down, 2nd and 9.
You can leverage and say we came into this place, we're not intimidated, played for a half, we would continue to play that way in the second half.
LSU Texas is going to come down to the final possession. It's going to be who can make a play late in the game and find a way to win. 30-28 now, LSU leads Texas. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining this evening. LSU Texas just wants a commercial. Penn State leads Buffalo 38-13. And it's 3rd and 12 now for the Buffalo Bulls with under 6 minutes to play. Fourth and 2 after completion. Buffalo obviously going to go for it here, down 38-13, 5 minutes to play. Spread was 32.5. Over-under was 56. And Penn State going to stop Buffalo on 4th down, turnover on downs. Penn State will get the ball back. Jonathan Sutherland and Antonio Shelton on the stop. 1st down, Penn State coming up. If you had the under of 56, you're not going to want anybody else to score. I mean, a field goal, that'd be fine, but no touchdown. The spread, well, a little shit out of luck right there. But we'll see what happens here in the final 5 minutes of play.
With our famous hand-cut seasoned fry and signature dish, the full flavor fix. Get yours before it's gone. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. It was Sophie's big day. By the way, she's the next Mozart. As usual, we were behind schedule. But Sophie's enthusiasm did not need damping. Not even by a runaway dog. We powered through it in our Toyota Prius. Because the stars got shine. No matter what.
Doing the Prius. Toyota. Let's go places.
Mermaid sauce is the best in town.
What do you do for fun? Not this.
College Game Day will be heading to Ames, Iowa next week for Iowa State after Syracuse lost to Maryland. Syracuse hosting Clemson next week. But now Iowa State College Game Day next Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. 4 o'clock kick on Fox for Iowa State. Syracuse Clemson 7:30 ABC. Pitt Penn State at noon next week on ABC as well. Ohio State Indiana at noon on Fox. So a good slate of games once again next weekend. NFL begins tomorrow, week 1. Already have one game in the books, Packers and Bears, as the Packers and Bears went back to 1919 instead of playing in 2019 in the NFL's 100th season. Packers won by a score of 10-3. It was a defensive showdown, a total of 9 sacks combined between the two teams. Both quarterbacks had over 200 yards passing, but neither team could run the ball to save their goddamn lives. Clifford hands off, gain of 2 for Penn State, 2nd and 8 on the way. Journey Brown on the carry. So the Packers will play the Vikings next week. The Bears will play the Broncos. 30-28, LSU leads Texas. LSU has the ball. Thank you guys once again for tuning in and watching. We had UFC 242 earlier today over in Abu Dhabi. Habib won his fight, so congrats to him. Saw that he jumped the cage as well for the 2nd time in nearly a year. 3rd down on the way for Penn State. Army almost defeated Michigan. Colorado won in overtime as well over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. This game on Fox, not going to overtime. Penn State leads Buffalo 38-13. 3:45 to play. 3rd and 3 for Penn State.
I love the story he told us about where he found out that Tommy Stevens had in fact won the transfer portal.
Shotgun trips up top. Clifford looking to throw over the middle, complete at the 40-yard line. Pat Fryermuth, 1st down, Penn State at the 45. Fake to give to Journey Brown. Clifford looking to throw once again. Pump fake deep down the far sideline. Has a man. Goes for the Thunder and hits Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Penn State. 2 to Dotson, 2 to Fryermuth this evening. 44-13. Nittany Lions on top. Perfect ball for Jahan Dotson. Perfect pass deep down the far sideline. Look at that spiral from Sean Clifford, the big red dog. Caught it at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Penn State. It's a beautiful pass from Clifford. And Jake Penninger's extra point, up and good. 45-13. Penn State leads. Flag on the play after the extra point. All 8 zebras in a huddle, talking it over. LSU touchdown in the meantime once again. Back and forth game here in the 2nd half between the Tigers and Longhorns. Who's going to win? Extra point is good. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Buffalo on the defense. 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff, so Penn State now will kick off with Jordan Stout, number 98, who has had a touchback on every kickoff. They'll kick off now from the 50-yard line, so definitely going to be another touchback. Clifford, beautiful pass to Dotson for a touchdown. Now, New Orleans Saints fans from 1970 living in 2019 on the new Carfax commercial with Carfax. See what Alicia Fox is doing now. Show me the Carfax with Alicia Fox, the Foxy, Car Fox with Carfax. Clifford, 2 touchdowns last week. Tonight, 4. Total of about 550 yards. Almost 600 through 2 games and 6 touchdowns. Hashtag Sean Clifford for Heisman. A little too early for that. From midfield, Penn State kicks off. Squib kick. So no touchback. Was that Stout who kicked off? It was. So no touchback for Jordan Stout on that kick. Flag on the play once again. Buffalo recovers it. Let's see what the flag is here. Offside on Penn State on the kick. We'll see if we re-kick now from the 45. There's 3 minutes to go. Penn State's up 45-13. Why the hell are you throwing flags on the play? Tell me something good. Oh wait, that's for reviews. Well, could say that as well for the Zebras taking 10,000 hours to decide what the previous call was. Now a little Led Zeppelin. Offside on Penn State on the kick. They will re-kick now after the 5-yard penalty is assessed to the 45-yard line. So we'll see if Penn State squibs it once again or kicks it deep. Everybody hands go up. And they stay there. And they stay there. Touchdown, Penn State. You gotta love Steve Jones and Jack Ham on the radio call. BYU, Tennessee. BYU goes on the road to Knoxville and defeats the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee now 0-2. Wow. Tennessee football. Bad. Bad. Very bad.
He comes from one of the best high schools in America, not just Ohio St. Xavier High School. His high school coach, you know, very close. His name's Steve Speck. And he rated him a 10. I always like because you get coach speak sometimes. Give me 1 to 10. Leadership. 1 to 10 toughness. 1 to 10 competitiveness. Those are the 3 most important intangibles. And what did he say? 10, 10, 10.
Buffalo with a run.
Trade on for a first down. And by the way, if you've never had an opportunity to catch Urban with Jerry DiNardo during the week on the Big Ten Network, it is, I mean, you talk
First down on an 11-yard run.
It's absolutely, for a college football fan, it's a godsend. It absolutely is. And Coach DiNardo has great chemistry with Urban.
So we've had one orange team win today, that being Clemson. Syracuse lost. Now Tennessee lost. Will Texas also lose, or will they be able to win and come back against LSU? Another big run from Buffalo as well. In the meantime, Brandon Smith in on the tackle. He had a big hit last week that was heard around the world against Idaho. And that one up there as well. But Tennessee football, bad. Along with West Virginia, according to a source of mine. First and 10, under 2 minutes to play now in the fourth. Penn State on top, 45-13. It looks like that's the way it's going to end, but we'll see what Buffalo does here on offense. LSU leading 37-28. Midway through the fourth.
Former tight ends coach was a quarterback with David Woodley 40 years ago for Charlie McClendon in 1970.
2nd and 6, Buffalo, another run. Smith on the tackle. Brandon Smith, a 5-star recruit at linebacker from the lover state of Virginia. 3rd and 3. Backup quarterback is in the ball game for Buffalo too, by the way. Third and 3, Buffalo going to be about a yard shy of the first down. 45 seconds to go. Penn State going to pick up the win against the Bulls, 45-13.
In the Michigan game, what surprised me more than anything else is how that offense continues to struggle the way that it is right now. I'm concerned about Michigan.
4th and 1, Buffalo going to throw. Near sideline, has a man incomplete, no flag on the play, and that's going to do it. Keaton Ellis on the coverage, the true freshman who played his high school ball in Happy Valley at State College Area High School. Penn State will get the ball on the 30-yard line, I believe it is. Up 45-13. And that's going to do it. They're just going to take a knee with Will Levis and the quarterback. Ball to 35-yard line. 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Penn State just going to take a knee. And that's going to do it, folks. Nittany Lions defeat the Bulls 45-13. And now next week we'll host the Pitt Panthers at noon in the 100th meeting between the two schools in the Keystone Classic. Buffalo now 1-1, Penn State 2-0. I look for them to rise in the top 25 poll as well after some teams ahead of them either lost or did not play as well earlier today. Still got some more games later on tonight though too. So we'll see what happens there. Some stats now from Penn State and Buffalo. And then I will also turn on some more football. In the meantime, LSU Texas still on, that is at commercial. LSU leading 37-28. But Buffalo, Matt Myers at quarterback, 16 of 31, 246 yards passing, 1 touchdown and 1 interception that was returned for a touchdown by number 29, John Reed out of Penn State. Number 26, Buffalo, Jarrett Patterson, 23 carries, 72 yards. Kevin Marks, number 5, had 17 carries for 63 yards. And number 8, Dylan McDuffie. I wonder if he's related to O.J. McDuffie. Not O.J. Simpson, not Juice. Not the Juice is loose. Syracuse, Orange Juice. Maryland squeezed them 63-20 today. Dylan McDuffie, though, for Buffalo, 6 carries, 45 yards. Antonio Nunn receiving for Buffalo, 5 catches, 114 yards. Penn State, stat-wise, as Penn State scored 7 in the first, Buffalo 10 in the second. It was 10-7 at halftime. Penn State scored 28 in the third, and then 10 in the final quarter to end up winning 45-13 over the Buffalo Bulls out of the MAC. James Franklin now 7-0 versus the MAC in his 6 years as Penn State head coach. Sean Clifford, the big red dog, as the big dog gets up from watching the ball game with myself this evening. Sean Clifford, 16-22, 282, and 4 touchdowns. Sean Clifford also rushing for Penn State. What a tale of 2 weeks it was for Penn State rushing. Last week, 7 total touchdowns between 5 running backs. Tonight, 1. Noah Kane, 1 touchdown on a 1-yard touchdown run. Sean Clifford, 11 carries, 52 yards. Journey Brown, 6 of 28. Ricky Slade, 3 of 8 running. Noah Kane, 1 of 1 for 1 touchdown. Devin Ford also had 1 carry for 1 yard. Penn State receiving, Jahan Dawson led the way, 4 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Pat Fryermuth, 8 catches, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Excuse me. Jahan Dawson, 4, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pat Fryermuth, 8 catches, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns. KJ Hamler, 3 of 63, and Justin Shorter, 1 of 9. And then a field goal by Jake Pinniger, 31 yards, and then also a 38-yard interception return for a touchdown by John Reed. Penn State wins it 45-13 over the Buffalo Bulls. They come back now to wrap things up. And now, of course, Big Ten postgame. No, I could care less about this right now. Michigan State won over Western Michigan. I'll watch Big Ten postgame later. They wrap up Penn State Buffalo. Nittany Lions win 45-13. As mentioned, Penn State hosts Pitt next week on ABC. LSU and Texas still on. Turn that off on the other TV and turn another game on. We'll turn Stanford USC on, I guess. Commercial LSU Texas though at the moment. And rolling on the field was complete as the previous play is under review. 5 minutes to play, LSU Texas 37-28. Pass was complete for a first down. So LSU on top by 9. Texas got to score twice. Got to score twice to get back in this. Whether it's a touchdown and then a field goal or 2 touchdowns in order to win. They have all 3 timeouts, but is 5:57 enough time? Texas does have the ball at the 45-yard line right now, so we'll see what happens here real quick. Man in motion for the Longhorns. Ellinger looking his way. Ellinger deep down the far sideline. Flag on the play. Going to be pass interference on LSU. Good call. Receiver almost came down with it as well, but definitely a pass interference. Good call by the ref. Ref has a good arm on him as well. Threw that flag about 15 yards downfield. So that's a 15-yard penalty. Texas ball at the 30-yard line now. 1st and 10. Trips to your top. And Ellinger looking to throw, going to be sacked back at the 48-yard line. And that, I mean, might do it. I know it's only 2nd down coming up. 5:20 to play. Texas is down 9. All 3 timeouts, but still, I think LSU has this one wrapped up. I do. We'll see what happens the rest of this drive, and then at that point, I'll probably leave you guys for the evening before being on once again tomorrow for some more NFL action, as tomorrow's the first full day of the 2019 NFL season. So they go to commercial. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. I don't think Texas is going to be able to come back. I think this game is over. I know it's only a 9-point lead for the Tigers of LSU right now, but still, I mean, who knows? I might eat my words, and then first thing tomorrow when I come on, Texas came back and beat LSU, but I highly doubt it. So yeah, Penn State victorious over Buffalo 45-13. Texas down 9, 37-28 to LSU with 5 minutes and 6 seconds to play. Joe Burrow and Sam Ehlinger, what a show they put on this evening. Still 5 minutes to go, but that's where we're going to leave you guys this evening. I'll be live tomorrow right here on Periscope, Cool Hand Luke 96 for more live reactions, play-by-play of football, NFL this time around though. Also on Monday night, Texans and Saints at 7 o'clock for Monday Night Football. Next week, Pitt and Penn State at 7 o'clock, or excuse me, at noon next Saturday. 7 o'clock is Texans Saints on Monday Night Football. 7:30 next Saturday, Clemson will go to Syracuse. College Game Day was probably going to be there, but Syracuse lost earlier to Maryland, got blown out on the road. Clemson defeated Texas A&M, if you did not know. I will not be doing live reactions, play-by-play of that game, but then next Sunday, Seahawks Steelers at 1 o'clock, and then WWE Clash of Champions with Sunday Night Football, Eagles and Falcons from Atlanta. So 2nd and 22 from the 42, 4:52 to play. 37-28, LSU leads Texas. Ehlinger going deep, has a man incomplete. No flag this time around. 3rd and long on the way for Texas. Auburn defeats Tulane. That game just went final 24-6. So Auburn, a little bit of a sleepy week for the Tigers after defeating Oregon in a neutral site game this time last week in Arlington, Texas. But thank you guys for tuning in live right here on Periscope this evening for my live reactions, play-by-play of college football. Penn State winners. LSU look like they're going to be winners as well over Texas. Ehlinger keeps it on 3rd and 22, going to be 4th and about 10 now. Will Texas kick the field goal and then play defense with 4.5 to play? It looks that way. Hey, that rhymed. But I hope to see everybody now tomorrow for NFL. Steelers Patriots tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football as the defending Super Bowl champion. Patriots will kick off the year against the black and gold from Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, now a member of the Patriots, but will not be playing after being released by the Raiders earlier today and then signed with the Patriots around 5 o'clock this evening. He will be eligible to play next week against the Dolphins. Kick is up and good for Texas. The Longhorns down 37-31 now, 3:59 to play. If I keep talking, this game might get over by that point, so we'll see. But then also keep an eye out for my College Football Week 3 and NFL Week 2 predictions next week, along with WWE Clash of Champions predictions. We'll have a couple matches at that pay-per-view. Got to check the card out. Really haven't had that on my radar as of late. I have been watching Raw and SmackDown weekly, but as always, but I just haven't really looked at the Clash of Champions card as of late. It's not something I've thought about within the past couple weeks with football beginning. So keep an eye out for College Football Week 3, NFL Week 2, and Clash of Champions predictions on Gridiron Ring's YouTube channel. I will download this stream, upload it to YouTube as well as usual for all the other streams, but for some reason the stream with Packers and Bears from Thursday night, I had trouble uploading it. So as mentioned earlier, I'll just drop the link in the description below. Links for social media for watching on playback on YouTube of this live reaction stream right now. Links for social media are also in the description below, so like, follow, and subscribe. Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96, on social media, Gridiron 18 and Cool Hand Luke 96. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Thanks for all the chat questions and comments. Likes, super hearts, shares, and follows as well. And I'll see everybody now tomorrow for more football. Once again, NFL though this time around. 1 o'clock Titans and Browns. 8 o'clock Steelers and Patriots. As the NFL is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's about damn time. Thanks for watching.